My check 1 2. My check 1 2. Mike, miggity, 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 miggity. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. I've been using some of this, you know. I've been using some of this, you know. Aloe vera cream, not too shabby actually. It's quite nice. Pick up the aloe vera, boys. Pick up the stream chat. 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 Pick up everybody tuning in. Appreciate you. Random show. We are back in the sector once again. Wagwan people, how you doing? How you doing? Wherever you are, how you doing? Let me lower this gain a little bit. Wherever you are, how you doing? Wherever you are, how are you doing? Great, good to hear. We've got loads of stuff to talk about today, loads of stuff to get into. Some TPAC case stuff we still haven't been through yet. We've got to smash through that, so let's just get into it. I'm not going to waste time. I'm just going to get right into it. Let's just get right into it. First and first, I want to react a little bit to this Bill Burr thing. So Bill Burr finally replied to all of the comments, all of the discussion around him, considering that he went to that gig in Saudi Arabia. There is a video coming out. I'm pretty sure he was on Conan recently, but it hasn't come out yet. But I'm sure it's coming out soon. And then we're gonna get he's gonna have a sit down with him, and that's a good friend of his, and they're gonna have a conversation about the whole Riyadh Comedy Festival gig. And maybe he will answer the questions a little bit more. Maybe the questions will be more substantial. I don't know. I'm surprised by how he's approaching this. I'm not going to lie. Being a big Bill Burr fan, I'm surprised that he's sounding like he works for the Riyadh/Saudi Arabia tourism board. That's the weirdest approach. I thought he was going to be like middle finger up to everybody. F you all. I come from America. America does crazy things too. We've killed people too. We do this, we do that. Slave labor. I thought he was going to go that angle, like America's no different, blah, 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 blah. Who are you to tell me where I can and cannot play? You know what I mean? Who's to say I don't like? I thought he was going to start attacking people, watching his pockets. Stop watching my pockets. What do you know about my finances? I don't know. I thought he was going to go on the front foot with that big reply, but instead he was quite meek. He sounded like he was copying please the first reply. This is another reply now, but I don't know, it just sounded odd. The first reply sounded odd, and in this reply I think he tries to explain himself again, but he sounds like he's copying please once more. So it's just a weird shift in tone in language, which obviously shows you that he's sold out, categorically sold out. Because I think if he didn't sell out, if he went there specifically for the check and just came back to be like, yeah, I'm on some whatever, I'm getting to the bag, he would be a lot more forceful. But because he's sold out completely, I think that's why he sounds like that, because he's probably still open to the idea of doing it again. If that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I get the feeling he's down with the idea of doing it again. That's probably why he sounds the way he does. But it's very interesting, because I never would have thought I would have heard Bill Burr sound like this. He just sounds weird. It's like, wow, we're watching somebody sell out in real time, and this is how it happens. It's a kind of shift, in their personality. But anyway, it's somewhere around the front of this episode from the other day. Let me just see. It's somewhere around here. But before we listen to the clip, right? Scroll down. Look at the ratio. Look at the ratio. God damn. Even these fans are not having it. Look at the ratio. 3.6 because I've got that tool. It's a little plugin you can add to your Chrome browser that allows you to see downvotes and stuff, right? And it says here it's got 3.6 thousand dislikes to 666 likes at the current time. 3,600 dislikes to 666 likes. Crazy amount of hate. So even his fans aren't happy with it. But let's quickly listen to it and hear Burr try and make sense of, or try to explain why he did it. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter why he did it. I keep having to reiterate this and kind of lay this out. I don't really care personally that he did it. Do I look at him differently now? Yes, of course. Was I surprised when I saw him on the lineup? Of course. But do I ultimately care? Will it stop me listening to him? No. But it's just funny to see him squirm, because he was proper on some I don't know if this is fair to say, but he did come across like he was always trying to be like morally superior, you know. Now he can't really say nothing about Rogan. He can't talk about anybody no more. He has to shut his fucking mouth. You know what I mean? He used to feel like he was in a position of like moral superiority, but now he has no right to say any of that whatsoever. He can't talk about Rogan. He can't talk about anybody. He needs to shut the fuck up across the board. Obviously he won't, but he can't now. That's what I'm interested in. But do I care? Will I stop listening to him? No. Will I still watch his specials? Of course I will. Has it changed the way I look at him? Yes. Can he never speak about billionaires and millionaires and Elon and fucking Mark Zuckerberg again? He can't talk about all those guys. He can't talk about Sam Altman. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. You can't rag on fucking Trump launching a meme coin. I don't want to hear it from you anymore. You've lost that right. But I'm still listening to his comedy specials because he's one of the only decent comics out there, really, and everything else. But let's listen what he had to say.
Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, August 6th, 2025. What's going on? How are ya? Oh, Jesus, how's it going in your neck of the woods there? It's not going so good in my neck of the woods. I'll tell you that. The sanctimonious is sanctimonian. Key word on the monian. Oh, Jesus.
Accusing everybody that has anything bad to say about you as moaning is fucking hilarious, by the way. That is an understatement, isn't it? To say everybody's just moaning. It's not because they're disappointed, they feel let down. Maybe some of it is a bit parasocial. You know, that could be said. Maybe there's a bit of parasocialness involved there. And I said before as well, I think maybe we the audience, have ourselves to blame for being easily duped by these stand-up comedians and stuff, and about how they are and who they are as people. It's happened recently with Duncan Trussell. Obviously across the years, it's happening gradually with fucking Joe Rogan. But, you know, like, I don't think people are moaning. They're just disappointed, Bill. Come on.
All right, here's the deal. You guys are asking me, obviously, a ton of questions about the absolute controversy, all right? Here's the deal. I have no problem answering any of them. The problem I have is after I answer them, it all gets clipped. And then once it gets clipped, then the lies start getting told, or they start shaping it and making it this and making it that. So all...
I can't tell you exactly what happened. I can't tell you because someone might clip this and what? What type of excuse is that? I can't tell you exactly what I think. I can't give you my real opinion. I can't explain it to make it make sense, because if I try to make it make sense, someone's going to clip it and not make it make sense. Huh? What? Just say you did it for the money, bro. Is it that difficult? What the fuck is going... I guess in a way, right? Is this possible? Hear me out, people in the stream chat. Is it possible that Bill Burr is like that kind of proud personality of a man where he doesn't even want to admit he did it for the money, because if he admits he did it for the money, he thinks it's kind of like him admitting that he's damn bad? Is that what's going on right now? Is he like so alpha he can't admit he did something for the money? So he has to kind of pretend that it wasn't for the money. And he was doing it to, like, I don't know, to change culture in Saudi Arabia. Like, and now you can't explain it, because if you explain, what? It's a long form podcast. You can take as long as you want to explain it if you want to. You don't have to explain it, but if you want to explain it, you can take as long as you want. It's your fucking pod. Like, what?
All I'm doing is just throwing another log on the fire, and then they can make more money. No, I'm sorry. Well, oh, no, because they care so much. That's right. Sorry, not because they're just making money. You know, but I do have to tell you, this is fascinating, because I've never been in the middle of one of these fucking things. And my whole life, when I watch the news, you know.
Big up David Camp. Bill Burr needs to apologize for nothing. It's not my business how men make their money. Of course it's not. But unfortunately, when you open yourself up to the world, talking about how other people make their money, people are going to call you out about how you make your money. It's the same for Dark Side Phil, DSP. Dark Side Phil, right? One of the worst content creators in the world, right? Somebody that's due some bad fucking karma, that motherfucker. But that guy will always come out and say, oh, people are what's that thing? What did he say? people are being weirdos and creepy and obsessed about him and stuff. And why does it matter what I spend my money on? I can spend my money on WWE champions and gin. It's my money. As soon as the fans give me the money, it's mine. Yes, DSP, you're right. It is your money once your fans send it to you. But unfortunately, you're the one that opened yourself up by discussing. Like DSP makes his finances his fans, viewers' business. He opens that door because he feels like if he's vulnerable about his finances, he can pull at the heartstrings and get you to feel sorry for him so you can send him money. But then you're not allowed, when you get the money, to then say, oh, you can't talk to me about the money. I can't ask you questions because now it's intrusive. No. You're the one that opened that door. You can't decide when to close it. You open the door, told people to discuss your finances. You discuss it openly to gain sympathy. You got the money, but now you're allowed to say, oh, you can't ask me where I spend it, where it goes. That's your problem. That's your fault. Same with Bill Burr. He's chastising billionaires, talking about all these people, oligarchs, this, they don't tax the rich, all this stuff, right? He's appearing woke to some extent. Then he goes and does a very anti-woke thing. People are all right to call it out. You're being a bit of a hypocrite. It doesn't really matter. Because he's not our dad, he's not our like, who gives a fuck, right? He can do what he wants, and really, at the end of the day, he did it for the money anyway. But I just find it funny that he can't admit that he did it for the money. He just refuses to say it. Just say he did it for the money and move on. It's no big deal. But he's like,
Well, not every fucking news stories, but there's been a lot of shit where you watch it going like, yeah, I don't know, kind of seems like that kind of fucking. So to finally be in the middle of it, and the level of like straight up lies is just, it's wild.
Disprove the lies then, brother.
And I'll be honest with you, I've been off the internet for like a fucking month, but just to
classic. Don't read comments. Classic. Someone sent me something. Classic.
Shit people have been sent. It's funny, you get off the internet and people still send you shit. So like these stories of like there was no women there, he just performed to the Royals. By the time they're done with this shit, they're going to say I went over there and did a one-on-one show in a fucking tent staring at my toes and then I left for the head fucking guy, whoever the hell it is over there, right? Once again, I performed in an arena over there. In the round, there was 8,000 people at the show. Okay?
No one cares, bro. I hope you had a great time. Hope you stayed in an amazing hotel. You got fully comped on this. You had a steam room, an ice bath, a gym. Hope you had a blast. Nobody fucking cares. People are just wondering why you did it after everything you've said over the years. That's it, really. No one cares about who you did it for. If it was an arena full of 1 million people, no one really fucking gives a shit. Really, truly. He's like, I sold it out. I sold out the arena. I sold out the field. It's like, okay, congrats, bro.
Hey, it was citizens. And then they had diplomats sitting down front in a nerve-wracking way for the performer to make sure that, you didn't talk about the 2 or 3 things that they said that they negotiated down to not talk about. Once again, as I said before, whoever put together the comedy festival and everything, what it did for freedom of speech over there, because like before it started, you couldn't talk about all of this stuff, and then they whittled it down to just that. And that is how, if you truly care about stuff like that, you gradually move towards something more positive. All right? I mean, and I have to tell you, all right?
Oh, God almighty.
All of this sanctimonious shit out there, I'm going to tell you something right now. I saw... In 33 years of stand-up, I've never seen anybody with bigger balls. And I'm not going to say the name of the comedian, even though you're going to figure it out. But I'm just trying not to get anybody else this fucking shit.
Why is even... So I'm assuming he's talking about... what's her fucking name? The lesbian comic, right? I forgot her name. I think that's who he's about to talk about now. But why mention this? Why even mention this? It's such a weird thing to just mention in between you while you're trying to explain yourself, while you're trying to... give your side of the story. You just suddenly pull out, oh, but she did really well. Oh, she said a really edgy joke. Okay, congrats to her. We're talking about you right now. Or you're talking about you right now. Or it's your show right now.
Coming at him. Went on over there, openly gay. And in the middle of the set, two of the diplomats got up to go to the bathroom, and this person said, "Hey, where are you going? Are you going to go on Grindr?"
Okay, congrats, I guess.
I mean, I've seen them all. I've never seen anybody. It's like, I don't have the balls to say that.
Yeah, that's the one. It's probably Jessica. Yeah, he's probably talking about Jessica Kirsten. Big up Ryan Harty. He's probably talking about Jessica Kirsten. But again, congrats to Jessica Kirsten. She said that. Congrats to her. Again, her going there still is like insane, isn't it? It's just like I've always said, right? I think that's one thing I've said. I think I find it interesting about people. I think the Kardashians are a good example of it. Like, you have to have your, I won't say line in the sand, but you have to have your thing that you kind of stand for. I think a person should have at least one thing they stand for. And I think when you're somebody that's a part of the LGBTQ community, you'd imagine one thing you probably should stand against is any country, any leadership, any whatever that goes against that group of people that you're a part of that represents it, right? You would assume you'd be completely opposed to anything that they're about. That would be your op, wherever they are in the world. So for Jessica Kirsten to go over there, that's even worse than Bill Burr. It's like, why? You know, like, is money really that tight that you had to do that? Like, for real? Like, you had to really go and get like you can't even be yourself over there. Like, you can't go there with your wife. Like, if Jessica Kirsten has a wife or had a girlfriend, like, you guys couldn't go over there together. You probably couldn't stay in the same hotel. Like, for real. It's just like it's like a death penalty. It's just like, and I'm not somebody that's I'm not overly sensitive. I don't know. I'm not overly sensitive or woke or whatever in any way, shape, or form. I just find it interesting how people live with, you know what I would have preferred to have seen? If you're somebody that has zero scruples and you seriously don't give a F, if you have zero scruples and you don't give a single F-U-C-K, I'd rather you just stand on it. Just stand on it and be like, yeah, I do what I want. Wherever the money takes me, I go. I'm a hired gun. I am a fucking comedy mercenary. That's what I am, a stand-up mercenary. Whoever's got the money, I perform. Doesn't matter where it is, who it's at, I'm there. That's fine. We showed up with Tim Dillon when he came out and said, yeah, I'm about to check. I don't give a fuck. But these guys who are like, they say one thing, then they do another thing that's completely opposite, or the complete opposite of what they allegedly stood for or spoke about. Then when they get called out, they get annoyed that you're calling them out, and then they label you as moaning or as sanctimonious. It's like, we're not the ones that told, like, you're the one.
And the fact that her own people came at her and all of that, it's disgusting.
But that's the thing, though. Big up Ryan Hart. Jessica Kirsten got bullied by her fans, and now she's saying she donated the money. She just needs to do that. Why do your fans have to do that for you to see that was a bad idea? I don't think she thought it was a bad idea. I think most of these guys didn't think it'll be this big of a deal. I think most of these guys probably hoped, and they're probably unlucky, right? They're probably unlucky that it's been a bit of a slow news week. To be fair to these comedians, they're probably a little bit unlucky that it's been a really slow news week. So they went just when there was nothing else to report on, nothing else to distract from anybody's attention. And then, so they're really unlucky in that respect. But I can't believe in my head that Jessica Kirsten didn't know that, especially Jessica Kirsten, like Jessica Kirsten being an openly lesbian stand-up comic, being Jewish, whatever she is, from New York, I would assume a lot of her fans are probably women anyway. Forget lesbians, I would assume a lot of her fans are just women. And probably women who I would say identify with the left side of things or the liberal side of things as opposed to the right side of things. So why wouldn't you think that would annoy your fans? I just think they thought they could get away with it. They didn't, and now they're panicking, trying to save face. But even that is kind of bullshit, You as a fan of Jessica Kirsten, you probably respect her more. She said, yeah, I did it for the money. I needed the money. Do you know what I mean? Yes, I may be a visible comedian. You might see me on these red carpets, but I'm not as rich as you think I am. I need this money. This money's going to allow me to do more comedy. It's going to allow me to do more projects. She should have stood on that. Why are you like, oh, now I'm going to donate the money to human rights? Like, huh?
It really is. That's what they're going to clip. That's what they're going to clip. Bill says fucking the reaction to da-da-da is this. And I'll tell you what else is amazing and really confusing to me is what we did over there wasn't even on TV. However, what everybody's complaining about was on TV the week before.
Do you have a gun?
Yo, big up Saudis.
Saudi Arab by air, but I barely know her.
Big up Saudis, legend. I promise it wasn't me.
On a different event, and nobody said anything. So, you know, and that's the difference between being a billion-dollar conglomerate and being an independent contractor. It's kind of like, you know, if you go back to like, I don't want to talk anymore about it, but like I said, like I would love to answer all of this stuff. I'm not afraid of any of these questions. I would love to answer them. You know, it's just that the way that it is being used. And my favorite thing, you know, I did a couple of sets last night, and I didn't run into any of the special ones when I was down there, but I'm really looking forward to that when I do. Because I know this is how this shit goes down, you know? Yada, yada, yada is said over here. And then when you run into the person face to face, this is what's always said. Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, man. How's it going, man?
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with being polite? What do you want him to do? Do you want him to punch you in the face? That would be justifiable. You want him to spit at you. You want him to like, of course, that's what adults do. So if an adult that called you out is civil in person, is polite in person, that's a bad thing. You want them to beat you up. You want them to rush you. You want them to spit in your face, swear at you, continue on whatever rage they had on their Twitter on the, I don't know, 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, and have that same energy. Like, what? It's honestly, this is so weird. Hearing Bill Burr sound like this is so bizarre to me, man. I'm so used to him being so matter of fact, say what he means what he said. I didn't stutter. I'm not going to explain myself. Fuck you. Who are you to tell me what to do? I'm a man of my own. Fuck. It's so weird to hear him like this, man.
Just checking in on you, man. Are you doing okay, man? That fucking bullshit. That phony ass bullshit.
Aren't you also kind of phony? Aren't you, Mr. Bill Burr, kind of phony too, based on your recent actions? Wouldn't you say you're also kind of phony?
But I'm not going to lie to you. You know, how do I put this? Do you know when you just sort of, no matter what the behavior is, but you just know a person, so you just expect it, so it doesn't bug you? That's kind of how it is. So I sort of expect that. And, oh, my God. Do you know what I did yesterday to fucking calm me down for the amount of bullshit out there? The fucking roast jokes that I wrote yesterday.
Ooh, he's got roast jokes for us. Ooh. Roast jokes. Oh, this guy, man. Fuck, you know, he's handling this so badly. Maybe it goes to show you how difficult it is to handle hate, really. When a hate train comes against you, it's kind of difficult to handle, to talk about it. It's so hilarious how badly he's handling this. It's so fucking funny.
It was as an exercise. I had a real good time doing that. Okay, but I will toe the line that the reason that, you know. Yeah. I'm going to shut up now. There you go. There's for your fucking news cycle. Now go twist all of that around. But just remember, there was women at the show. 4 hotties down front. Faces were not covered. Smoke shows down front. 8,000 citizens is what I performed in front of. And then I had the teachers looking at me while I did it. And I also connected in a country that had just been hit by 2 fucking missiles, 3 missiles, whatever the fuck it was. So, you know, I'm going to go with the fact that people really, the reason you didn't go, not because you were scared shitless, because we all were. So and I get it if you were.
That gulp, man, that guilty gulp. So why were you scared shitless then? Tell us why you were scared shitless, but you went anyway. And what made you go, by the way? You were scared shitless to go, but what made you decide to go? I don't know why he just didn't like. This is just such a. I'm perplexed by how badly he's responded to this. It's so fucking funny. I honestly respected him to just not respond at all. Or if he was gonna respond, say "fuck you," I do what I want, eat a dick, blah 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 blah. But I never expected him to sound like that. First response was mad. That first one that he did, where he was like, "Oh yeah, the country, the this, the trees. I saw people in bars, women wearing dress." Like what? Like, did they pay you extra to say this? Like, what is this tourism propaganda shit that you're? It didn't even sound like Bill Burr. He was even using phrases I've never heard him use. Like, ew. What the fuck are you doing? You're doing way too much right now, man. You've already been paid. Like, relax, man. You've probably already been paid. Chill. Yeah, it's like the country is so great. People just like us. It's like, okay. It was so weird. Oh my god. But hey, man, maybe the money was that good. It's weird because I heard they must be a bit strange over there because Mark Norman said recently, there's a clip of Mark Norman going around where he admits he got less than what Tim Dillon got as a partial deposit or something. So I guess Saudi Arabia people or Middle Eastern people, they know how to run a good bargain. They know how to negotiate. I don't think everybody got the same fee. Tim Dillon said he got 750,000, but then he got some up front, which he's trying to keep. But then Mark Norman said he didn't even get whatever half thing he got. So the money wasn't that maybe that's the reason why they don't want to say something. The money wasn't as good as we thought.
Powerful bunch.
Yo, big up Asad Aziz.
The intro to Bill's pod should have been Blasting Check by Young Thug, followed by an apology. Would have been hilarious and I would have forgave him.
Exactly. It would have been, he could have spun it so exactly. Whatever. One of those ways. But instead he's done this like, I don't know what's going on with this approach. But yeah. I don't know. But I guess maybe, like I said, maybe part of Bill Burr's like, I don't want to admit that I did it for money, because if I did it for money, you're gonna look at me and think I'm broke. Or maybe you just don't want, or maybe they don't want us to find out how much they did it for, because that would be embarrassing. Because all of us we're all assuming they did it for millions, right? We're assuming, oh no, they had to do it. If you're gonna sell yourself out, if you're gonna sell out, if you're gonna go against your morals, your principles, you're definitely gonna do that, because you got offered too much money, right? Money that you could never turn down. Well, imagine if if it turns out that they only got like 10 grand or something. Imagine if it turns out they only got like 10 grand or something, right? 10 grand and a fucking accommodation and an airplane ride. Imagine people be like, what? You sold out for 10,000? Do you know what I mean? That wouldn't go too well. So I guess they kind of don't want to talk about that side of things. They don't want to talk about it too much at all, because they don't want to expose themselves. Which is fine, I guess, which is kind of fine. But there is one person who has spoken about it who I want to check out, actually. Aziz Ansari. Aziz Ansari was one of the unforgotten, unfortunate victims of cancel culture. Like, he got cancelled for like being like nerdy, like just having no riz, essentially, right? Remember, he was one of the first people to get cancelled. I think he was cancelled off that website, like Punjabi something, right? Is it Punjabi? Whatever that website was called. That was cancelling a bunch of people. I think that's a website that also writ some crazy, harsh stuff about Whitney Cummings when she kind of didn't say nothing about Crystal Lear and shit. But yeah, his cancellation, I think, was a little bit undeserved. I'm not going to lie, because it did sound like he just didn't have any riz, didn't know what he was gonna, you know what I mean? And the girl sounded like a bit, you know, she sounded like a lot of work. Let's just say that. but it didn't really sound like he was Harvey Weinstein to me, in my opinion. But you know, it got cancelled, and he hasn't really been the same since. I don't think he does even TV anymore. I think he's just doing stand up, but he's probably still decent and okay. But he hasn't been, I don't think, on TV since, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but who knows? Either way, he sat down with Jimmy Kimmel, and he spoke about the comedy festival. So I want to check out what he said. This is the clip, courtesy of Jimmy Kimmel. He speaks a little bit about it. Let's
Our next guest wrote.
Hopefully, I don't get blocked for this. I don't know where he says it. I wonder where they spoke about it. Let's see.
Stars Seth Rogen. Ansari.
15 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome back.
Shit, he's tiny, isn't it? I didn't know he was that small.
It's good to see you.
Thanks so much.
You got married since the last time you were here.
Yes,
You
I'm a
know
married
that,
man.
right?
Yes.
Good boy, man. Keep yourself out of trouble. Get married. Good boy. All the lads out there, get married. Get yourself out of trouble.
Got married and moved to London, right?
Yeah, my wife and I met in London. She works there, so I live there now, yeah.
Oh, he lives in London. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
And are you liking it there?
I do. I haven't been in LA in a while. I haven't been here since all this ICE stuff started happening. I'm all nervous. I got friends. They're like, we're hiding our nanny in the basement. We might have to raise our kids. We don't know what we're going to do. And I'm on edge, man. I'm carrying my passport all the time just in case people haven't seen the shows, you know? Although I do think it would be amazing if they did grab me, because there'd be an incredible viral video where all these people are like, oh my God, that's the guy from Parks and Rec. You can't, he made Master of None. Oh my God, they're arresting Kumail Nanjiani.
Well, you can't be too careful.
He's hungry, isn't it? You can tell he's hungry, innit? He's come back. He's hungry. He wants to impress. He's hungry, bro. He's been out the limelight for a while. Like he kind of sounds like how I sound when I've been locked in and I'm at home, and I've been at home for like 3 weeks in a row, and I haven't seen the soul. And then you see one person outside, you're just like, ah, you know what I mean? You're you see a real life human, and you start going crazy.
Nowadays, you really can't. So for your wedding, because I'm curious about this, because I know you love food and you're very particular about that sort of thing. Were you involved in the planning of the wedding?
Let's skip that. We don't care. We don't care.
Set on the studio and have been secretly researching that role in the movie where I always tip these. Friend of mine was like, "Oh, this is really funny," and he came. We did a big, and my dad.
People, a lot of comedians,
And they're like, "This is that." It's
over in Saudi Arabia.
Here we
You
go.
were. I want to ask you about this this comedy festival over in Saudi Arabia that you were part of. Was that this weekend that went on?
It's going on now, and
It's still going on right now.
I think so. I'm not sure, but I
Now
did
this is obviously something that's become a big part of the news.
I think so. I'm not sure, but I
Now
did
this is.
Look at that face. He knows what's about to come. He knows what's coming. He knows what's coming. He knows what's coming. He knows what's coming. Bless him, bless him. He knows what's coming, though. He knows what's coming.
Obviously, this is something that's become a big part of the news because people, a lot of comedians especially, are very upset because this is the people who pay.
No, people in general, not just comedians. People in general are very pissed off. Especially the ones who had a different view, different impression of a comedian they loved. But let's see.
Paid the comedians to come to this are not good people. They are. It's a pretty brutal regime. They've done a lot of horrible, horrible things, and so people are questioning why you would go over there and take their money to perform.
The honest answer should be because I'm cancelled, Jimmy Kimmel. I got cancelled for trying to finger a girl in a New York apartment sometime. That's what he should say. I got cancelled for trying to fucking snog a girl. I got cancelled for trying to finger a girl after an awkward bad date. She assumed I was trying to grape her or something, and I got cancelled for trying to make a move on a girl. That who we went back to her house. I think that's the story, right? They went back to her home, and it just crossed wires. Wires got crossed. I got cancelled for trying to make a move on a girl I was on a date with. I have a child. I have a family in London. I have bills. That's what you should say. I have bills to pay. Just say that.
Perform in front of these people, and I'm just curious because you were there. You made this decision. I'm curious as to why you decided to do that.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you asked because it's something I put a lot of thought into.
You're not glad he asked at all. You're not glad he asked at all.
And you know, I have an aunt that lived there for a while, and I talked to her about this, and she said, you know, there's people over there that don't agree with the stuff that the government's doing, and to ascribe like the worst behavior of the government onto those people, that's not fair. Just like there's people in America that don't agree with the things the government is
Yes.
doing.
I mean, the government over there is arresting people for peaceful protest. I mean, I know, we're doing horrible things over here, but hey, they murdered a journalist. I mean, it's like, you know, these are not good people over there. So
It's less about the people. People need to just make the point. The issue isn't really about the people. It's more so about what the government is using these comedians for. That's what they don't really get to the heart of. They don't address the fact that clearly the Saudi Arabian government are doing what they should be doing, right? The Saudi Arabia tourism board, whatever it is, right? They're doing a good job because they are launching music festivals, comedy festivals. There's probably a design festival. There's probably an Art Basel out there, I'd assume, right? Whatever, because Art Basel kind of travels around the world. But I'm sure they're doing all that they can across all different mediums, all different interests, all different areas of expertise in arts and entertainment in order to try and soften their image, because they know what they look like on the world stage. So they're using these comedians. I'm sure some of you guys know. I'm not saying nothing you don't know. They're using these comedians in part to try and whitewash their image. It's not that difficult. Just say, you know, like, I don't know. It's just odd no one's addressing that point. It's not that they're doing like if they were booked, like the honest truth is this, right? If there was an independent comedy club in Riyadh that booked him to play, I don't think it's fair to tell him he can't go. If an independent comedy club, like let's say Somewhat, right, was opened up there and they wanted to book Burr and all those, go, of course, have your time, enjoy it. But they were invited to that country by the royal family and the Saudi Arabian government as their guest, as a tool or propaganda, as a tool to whitewash whatever
Powerful
atrocities they're
bunch.
doing in the country. That's what they were invited for. But
He did it for the Saudis who want to speak truth to power. He did it for the children. He did it for the escorts that have been defecated on by Saudi royalty. Not money, Jimmy.
He did it for he did it for Sweetie. He did it for Sweetie and them girls over there. Big up Asad Aziz, exactly.
You deal with those people specifically?
No, I was just there to do a show for the people, and you know, I talked to my wife about this, you know, before I went, and she said, you know, whenever there's repressive societies like this, they try to keep things out, whether it's rock and roll music or, you know, blue jeans, because it makes people curious about outside ideas, outside values, and this is a very young country. Like half the country is under the age of 25, and things can really change. And to me, like a comedy festival felt like something that's pushing things to be more open.
Agents of change, they are. Agents of change, these stand-up comedians.
And to push a dialogue, and you kind of have to make a choice of whether you're going to isolate or engage. And for me, especially being me and looking the way I do and being from a Muslim background, it felt like something I should be a part of, and I hope it pushes things in a positive direction.
Did you have these concerns when you performed in India many years ago?
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff there that, you know, I don't feel great about, and I did it, and, you know, I'm Indian, and it was an important experience for me. And, you know, comedy in India is really thriving, and people are talking about things that are happening there, and some of them are even, you know, go to jail and things. But for this Riyadh thing, you know, it was something I really thought about, and even before I went, I said, you know, I'm gonna do this, and I hope it's positive, and, you know, if I'm gonna do this, I share the concerns that people have brought up, and it's all valid, and I said to myself and to my team, I said, hey, if we do this, part of the fee should go to support causes that support.
Honestly, like, do you think it's bad for business if they just say I did it for the money? Like, why doesn't anyone just say that? Like, that's what you did it for. Like, why doesn't anyone just say, obviously I did it for the money? The offer was too good to turn down. I have a family to look after. I have other projects I want to do. Like, I'm using that money to do other projects. Like, I need startup capital, whatever, man. Like, why doesn't anyone just say I did it for the money? Like, I'm so confused. Now it's a charity. Now he did it for the charities. He did it. Okay, whatever you say, mate.
Support, free press and human rights, and
Why they're clapping? Why are you clapping, bro?
Like which causes specifically, or
Jimmy Kimmel. Which ones? Name them. Gun to your back of your head. Name them.
I think I read about Reporters Without Borders, which I think
That's
is really
a great
great,
organization,
and human rights.
I read. So you haven't chosen them yet.
Watch as well, and it's a complicated issue, but I felt like it was something that's pushing things in the right direction. I hope.
So you felt that that in the long term this will be a positive. People seeing comedy and American comedy and free.
Yeah, I mean,
speech.
so many people were there talking about stuff, and I hope people see that and they go, wow, this was really great, and I want more of this, not just in comedy, but in everything, to push things to be more open and to have the ability to say what we want and to have dissent and all this stuff. And
The funny thing is, the royal family or the government didn't invite them so the country could be more open. They invited them so people could maybe forget about the bad shit that they do and continue to do. It wasn't to be more open. It wasn't to be more open, to be more Western, to be more liberal. No, it was so that you could forget about all the bad shit that they do and think, oh, nice country. I want to go check it out and not think about all the human rights violations. That's what they want you to do. They're not going to stop throwing people off of buildings. They're not going to stop having slaves and shit. They're not going to stop killing journalists. They just want you to forget about it while you eat your food, while you drink, while you hang out. They just don't want you to think. Just don't think about it. Don't think about it. Look, comedy. Look, comedy.
And hopefully it's a step in that direction.
Aziz Ansari, everybody.
Brutal. He's like, fuck, being back in America. Look at his face. That's what happens when you go back to America, mate. That's what happens when you go back to America. Look at his face. He looks shell shocked. He looks shell shocked. Honestly. Fucking hell. I just wanted to do a show. This is the thanks I get. Oh, God. But yeah. Hey. It is what it is. It is what it is. Let's do it. T-Fat K time.
Yes, we did, 'cause we back at it again. It's the fighter and the kid.
This is really the fighter and the kid.
Come on, baby. Tim Pool.
The great Tim Pool.
Great Tim Pool. I was very excited about having you here too, and we were like, we have many questions. Who's running the world, Tim?
Am I supposed to say the Jews?
It's always every conspiracy theory ends with like a circle.
Like, what the fuck is this, bro? They went to Austin. They moved to Austin, Texas, so they could finally interview Tim Pool. Was that the big name they always wanted? Really? That was the big name. That was the big fish. That was the whole fucking hell. Fucking hell.
Circle, an invisible circle of Jews holding strings. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's always
that's the meme where it goes all the way up the chain and then in the back is
every single time. I've always tried to explain that. Like, that's nothing new. Every conspiracy theory is always the international bankers, the globalists is all code for Jews. Yeah.
I don't know how people have gotten to that place where.
Look, by the way, can you tell he skates? Look, he wears Vans. Look, can you tell he skates? Can you tell he's a skater boy because he wears Vans? That fucking beanie.
I call it Israel derangement syndrome. And I have no problem with ragging on Israel all day and night. But there are some people, that's the whole world they live in.
Yeah.
Everything.
You know who else doesn't mind ragging on Israel? Israelis.
Yeah.
Like the thing that people don't realize is that like Israel itself, when I was there, there were
fucking now. Look at this. What the hell is going on now? Are we shilling for Israelis? Are we shilling for Zionists? Are we shilling for the Israeli government? What the fuck is this now? What's going on? What are we watching right now? What is this? Benjamin Netanyahu fucking tribute hour. What the hell is going on now? Did fucking Callum's dad give him a quick call and tell him, do you know who has your inheritance right now? Jesus Christ.
protests in the streets. There's a saying in Israel. If you have two Israelis in a room, you have three opinions. And part of that is that it's a democracy, so they're constantly at each other's throats. The one thing that unifies Israel, though, is when they feel like their existence is threatened. And all threats are existential to the Israelis because there's so few.
Do you entertain any of that? Because the space you're in, it's probably hard to navigate through all the bullshit. So do you entertain any of the, like, when it comes to the Charlie Kirk stuff, there's a ton of misinformation, or maybe it's some of it, right?
Here we go.
The conspiracies with assassination, or are you just like, get out of here?
I'm gonna piss everyone in the world off. So here's what I said before the show. I was like, I'll step just over the line.
Yes.
I can't stand the conspiracy theories about TPUSA. That doesn't mean nobody should have them. Question it all. I'm totally down for anybody questioning anything. Yeah, Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk assassination. There's a lot of interesting questions that have not been answered, how people seem to have foreknowledge. There were these social media accounts that were posting about it.
Yes.
Questions about the release of footage like the footage that got released, we don't actually see the dude take the shot. And there's reasons why they wouldn't release that, but some people say, just prove it, put it to bed. The palm gun theory, the exploding lav theory, whatever, man. Think whatever you want. Ask questions, it's fine. I'll reach it, I'll try to debunk it, but here's the secret that is gonna make all the Turning Point people mad at me, within reason. We'll see if I'm there this year. I think I will be. I think they're in serious trouble without Charlie, and they're not saying it because they have to put on a strong face.
Yes.
But these theories that, one, Israel killed Charlie, to put in someone who is pro-Israel who will run TPUSA doesn't make sense because, for one, who's more pro-Israel than Charlie Kirk was? And without Charlie, I am not confident Turning Point can persist. I think that is true of the people who are working and running Turning Point. I think they don't want any of us to say this, who are friends, because they're trying to fundraise. They're trying to convince the donors we can do this without Charlie. But then what ends up happening is...
Why is he acting like this is a big revelation? Wouldn't anyone with common sense think that could be true? Why is he acting like this? He just discovered something crazy. Of course, people would be in their rights or wouldn't be mad to think that Turning Points USA might not be what it once was because its main figurehead, its founder, is no longer there. Like, wouldn't that be like a common sense conclusion to come to? Why is he acting like he just discovered something? Like crazy. They don't want you to know. What? Of course they're trying to put a good face on it. Their leader just got assassinated, like, in front of everyone, in a very brutal and gruesome way. Probably sponsors and advertisers and donors are running away, running scared, whatever, don't want to be associated. Yes, that's true. But why is he acting like this is news, or this is like,
You get these conspiracy theories where they're like, it was an inside job, someone took over, they killed him for this reason. And all the theories where it's like the palm gun one, you see that one? The guy had like a palm gun. Yeah. Or like the second shooter.
They just can't help themselves. People are sending me videos all the time. I'm like, come on, guys. Or all this rhetoric about fascism and this overblown catastrophizing of the threat that Donald Trump
oh my. Okay. So conspiracy theories about why Charlie Kirk died, how he died, are far-fetched. But then you just like excuse maybe all the things he may have said and done over the years that could have made and the funny thing is, well, people don't, who gives a fuck, man? Honestly, who fucking gives? Just listen. I don't care. I don't care.
At all poses causes some emotionally unstable weirdos to take drastic action.
My thing when I saw that with Charlie is like, he knows like there's a lot of bad people out there. Like, why wasn't security more on top of it?
Let's get in trouble.
That's what frustrates me.
Yeah, this is tough.
Come on, big dog.
Why does he act like he's gonna? You probably said this on your own show. Oh, whatever.
Come
Their
on.
security got complacent.
What'd you say?
Their security got complacent.
Yeah.
They thought they were going in a friendly territory. No, like, I was asked not to talk about this.
No, I'm sorry.
Because but I want to talk about it.
Let me lead you down.
No, let him do his thing.
So there's all these attacks and conspiracies about the security guards being in on it and doing weird stuff. That is not true. These guys are devastated, embarrassed, but embarrassed is the last thing. They're grown men in tears.
Of course.
As they should be.
they were going to friendly territory in Utah. Nobody thought this place was going to be a target. They do this all the time. They know there's a threat, but they're like, we know what we're doing. We'll be fine. And, you know, I remember one of the first things I heard after this happened, I had someone on my show and they go, this was a professional job. Like, no one can hit that range. And I was like, a 12-year-old could hit that range after an hour.
Correct.
So
100%.
Yeah, I'm like, I
100
went
yards is not hard.
120 yards.
But that's what's alarming. Like your security, the roof. Clearly, the roof is the.
Well,
The roof is on fire.
The move and there's nothing.
Fly a drone and just with a camera and take a look at all the rooftops. The thing is that those guys were.
Yeah, during every speech he does, right? Of course. Let's check the roof at every fucking college tour that he does. He spent the best part of how many years? 10 years plus doing college tours, doing college speaking engagements, debates and stuff where he rags on college kids. So he was meant to check the roof. He's meant to have a drone operator at every single gig that he done with Turning Points. Every single fucking conference, every single debate, he should have had somebody on the roof. He should have had somebody with a drone checking roofs. Like what? Like shit happens, innit? Like you don't think there's a threat. You don't think you get a bit lackadaisical, get comfortable, and shit happens. Like you don't expect. Like how's he expected to like move like that? Like what? This is stupid. Like he was meant to be doing this forever. So his team is like, come on, man, come on, bro. What is this nonsense?
Looking at the crowd. No, it's sometimes
And-
you're just not.
let's hear
thinking
Tim
about
on
an
this,
assassin.
The police and the campus.
For once, Brendan is doing a good job here. We don't want to hear from you. Exactly. You've got this fucking guy on. You might as well let him speak, innit? Like we hear you guys every week. Fuck off and shut up.
The campus police and security were handling everything else. And so basically behind the scenes, I'll put it like this. The Turning Point people are trying to be as transparent as they can in terms of the investigation and answer questions because they're fair questions about the guy who took the shot, how he took the shot, where he put the gun, like those messages that between the boyfriend, they're very strange.
Very strange.
Everyone's fine with that.
The guy that admitted to it with his pants off. Remember? Remember that they arrested that guy.
The old
first,
guy.
like, yeah, we have the shooter, and you're like,
Yeah.
what?
And then he was helping. He actually said he wanted to help the guy escape.
Yes, and he got arrested for child pornography.
They don't want to have they don't have low morale. They don't want people to, if morale goes down, donations could stop. Employees might get, scared. So in all seriousness, the security had a security plan. It was a fairly common security plan, but I was talking to a dude on my show a couple weeks ago who was a combat infantry in, I think, Iraq and Afghanistan. And he said, look, after a couple weeks, you stop paying attention to what's around the corner. And then a bomb goes off. And so, I had a few people saying, like, just don't rag on the security guys. They've been through a lot, okay? Like, and then,
buddy,
listen, with all due respect, I'm not trying to be mean to them. When I talked to some of the other people in the know, they were complacent. They thought, we know there's a threat, but come on, like this stuff doesn't happen. We're not there yet. And then it happened, and it was getting
See, I can understand that. I can understand that because he wasn't a political figure. He was just a guy who drew huge crowds. But I can understand why they didn't think a sniper. Like when you think that, you think political. And I'm just saying in your mind. Right?
But it just happened months prior to the president of the United
that's
States.
That's different, though. He was the
Yeah,
president.
but we just saw that.
I know. We
can make a million excuses. I don't understand it. He got paid to do a job. He's clearly ruffling some feathers. He's massive.
The same thing that happened with Charlie Kirk is the same thing that happened with Donald Trump, which is this. There's a delineation of authority. So your security detail is responsible for one vector, one area of influence.
It's not called chilling, you fucking imbecile. It's not called chilling. Do these guys expect Charlie Kirk's security detail to run OpSpec at every single college campus he goes to? Thoroughly. Drones, rooftop checks, whatever cordons surrounding it. Like, are they meant to run that level of OpSpec for every fucking thing he goes to? Or is he just one of many Maybe he was very popular at the time, but was he just one of many right-wing speakers who go to colleges and talk a bunch of shit to college students and rile them up? Yes, he was. Was he good at it? Of course he was. But why were they to think? What would have made them believe, unless they had proper intelligence, which they never have, by the way? The FBI, like, that guy wasn't on their radar, right? That kid, Tyler Robinson, wasn't on the FBI's radar at all. So they had no idea it was coming. But why would they have anticipated that? Because you got some threatening emails, because you got some death threats on DMs. Everyone does. Like, how are the team to blame? I do not understand how the team are to blame for this. Like, it's an unfortunate situation. The kid had whatever going on in his head regarding Charlie Kirk, and he did what he did. But I don't think the team are to blame. If and I don't even want to go down a blame game, but if we want to blame anyone, surely you want to blame the person that was saying whatever rhetoric that he was saying that got someone so riled up they tried to that they went ahead and assassinated him the way that they did. If you want to do the blame game, it's not fair to say that. But if you want to attribute blame, why are you going to blame the fucking security detail? Like, what? Also, didn't the president nearly get assassinated once? Didn't the president nearly get assassinated? But the person missed because he turned his head. So if it happened to the president with his security detail, why would it not happen to Charlie Kirk? Like, what is this, man? It's such a weird narrative to go down. It's such a strange thing to get like hung up on. Like, the team,
Powerful bunch.
Damn Timmy P. So it was his security's fault? It be your own homies for real. Pouring one out for Big CK. Valhalla awaits, brother.
Valhalla awaits. Yo, big up Coiler in the chat. Big up Coiler, my guy. What's going on? Not even once, twice. Thrice. Twice. I don't know. Whatever. I'll let it play.
It's one sphere. Then you allow local law enforcement or SWAT to handle the other things like the roofs. So, and you have to do it that way because it's too large an area. So what happens is when there is a change in shift, when somebody says, I'm done with my shift, I'm going, and all of a sudden there's a lapse, somebody didn't take care of the roof, it's usually some shitty human error or a lack of communication or coordination that causes these breaches. And if you talk to people who have gone through this, including like operators and stuff like that, it's always astonishing how often that kind of stuff
Unacceptable.
There's no such thing as security. It's the illusion of security.
That's right.
There's degrees of it, but even if the roof had been swept and everything was done, someone's going to find a way. You can put as many bike locks on your bike as you want. The question is, how badly does someone want your bike?
Correct.
Yeah, man. That's
and
right.
when
But didn't you just... Is he doing that thing where he talks out both sides of his mouth? Didn't you just say it's the team's fault 2 seconds ago? Am I going mad? Didn't he just say it's the team's fault 2 seconds ago?
you say Charlie Kirk's not a political guy. That's technically the truth. That's kind of the truth.
Technically.
He's he's the principal reason Gen Z has shifted rightward.
Correct.
Which is a threat to those on the other side.
The biggest threat.
Well, again,
He's the
because
biggest face of it.
he even said that to Gavin.
The biggest. Great contribution, Brendan. One more time.
He's the principal reason Gen Z has shifted rightward.
Correct.
Which is a threat to those on the other side.
The biggest threat.
Well, again,
He's the
because
biggest face of it.
he even said that to Gavin Newsom. He said the problem with you guys is that you weren't willing to take your ideas and pit them against all comers. And the great thing about Charlie was that he was like, here is, I will take on 3 PhDs, never been to college, whoever you want. But
also, this like lionizing of Charlie Kirk, like, relax, bro. Relax, man. Wasn't Aristotle? Chill out. Like, chill out. Let's relax. Think about it. Like, chill out, man. Chill out.
this is what I think is worth defending, Western values. And it's what got us here. It's what keeps us here. And if you think otherwise, please bring your ideas and put them on the table. And one of the things he kept saying was that when people stop talking, very bad things. I'm good friends with Steven Crowder. And Crowder has been doing this shit forever.
Of course you are. Crowder abuses his wife. You allegedly have abused women. Makes sense.
And I know, because I've had long talks with Steven about security. And I always thought Steven was kind of a paranoid. And he ain't. And he ain't. And he was like this, he was doing this. He's been attacked. I've seen all the stuff he's gone through. from his Change My Mind stuff. So he really took it hard, you know.
Yeah, he took. That's why he's got a massive. You see that bulletproof vest under his shirt. Until that picture was fucking hilarious, by the way.
Oh, I think it's going to get worse.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because look at the reaction. Yeah, like I thought, I don't mean to interrupt you. I thought the reaction would be like, holy shit, it left, right. We got to take a step back. We're talking a human just died here. Father, this is not good. That was the case.
There's an author I quote fairly often named Stephen Marsh. He's a Canadian guy, and he wrote a book called, I think it's called The Next Civil War, or the Second Civil, I think it's called The Next Civil War. And another.
Of course, that's one of Tim Dillon's favorite. Of course, that's one of Tim Paul's fucking favorite books. Of course, a book with that title would be one of Tim Paul's faves.
The book called The Last Election, he wrote with Andrew Yang. And he wrote this article shortly after the death of
Civil War, the next Civil War, the last election. Of course he would love that.
The murder of Charlie Kirk, where he said that when he was writing his book, The Next Civil War, he's halfway through when January 6th happens, and he gets a phone call from a friend saying, sorry about your book. He says, what do you mean? Well, this is going to wake people up and stop the conflict. January 6th is a formative moment. The American public's going to lay down their swords, right? Nope, certainly not. Got 10 times worse.
Yep.
And that's the equation. That's the historical equation. And you can look at every revolution, civil conflict, tribal conflict. Facts are immaterial in the conflict.
Facts are immaterial.
A really great example is the Peace Wall in Northern Ireland. I don't know if you guys ever been.
No.
Fascinating. So Northern Ireland, of course, had the Troubles. The Peace Wall was to separate the Catholics, the Protestants. On one side is pro-Israel, and the other side is pro-Palestine. Why? What does that have to do with?
Because one side identifies with being oppressed.
Yep,
and
exactly.
The other side identifies with being allied to a powerful, you know.
Yep, it was the crown, the empire,
Yep.
haha. And the other side is we are occupied. And there's actually a group in Ireland, I guess, that calls themselves a lost tribe of Israel. Like, it's tribal identity. It doesn't matter what is true. It matters, you know. I give this reference quite a bit. CGP Grey made a video a decade ago or longer called "This Video Will Make You Angry," where he explains that groups are not debating each other or arguing with each other. They're arguing amongst themselves about why they hate the other group.
Yeah, because we've all siloed ourselves off into our own echo chamber. And you said something a long time ago on Rogan.
Yeah, you did. All of you in that room are fucking echo chambers. Yes.
You said we are going to create parallel economies and parallel worlds. And that will be sort of the velvet civil war.
Honestly, quoting Tim Paul is fucking crazy, right? Quoting, what, did you do research? Did Brian sit down and watch previous Tim, like, imagine willingly doing that. Fucking hell.
If I'm not allowed to bank because of my point of view, and it's changed now, thanks to Elon and stuff like that, but for the most part, you said it's going to create two parallel economies, right?
Yeah, so we have the parallel economy now. And that is, we still largely have a singular economy. I can go to a woke bookstore and buy stuff, but it's getting increasingly difficult to do. And my security is basically like, hey, I mean, let's be real. If you're going to a store and they've got those symbols and everything, maybe it's not.
My security. You scared?
Smart for you to go in there.
Yeah.
And so that's
You
where
need
we're
the book
headed.
that bad?
Well, or coffee shops or game stores.
Yeah.
I was going to, I play Magic the Gathering. I was going to a shop with some friends in between, like.
Brendan immediately thinks he's a cuck now. Have you changed his mind on him? He immediately thinks he's a cuck.
We were going to DC for some stuff. Pulled up to a card shop parking lot. They've got all the big Pride stuff in the window, and it's you can't go in there.
Oh, wow. Listen, as a former athlete,
What's going on? They only know what they're told to know.
Right.
So when I walk down the street, most people who recognize me like me. And just the other day, I went to a coffee shop that had pride flags everywhere and it had protect trans kids and all that stuff. They had no idea who I was. I'm literally wearing, I have another hat. It says Timcast on it in big letters.
They don't listen. That's why, because they're listening to their own thing.
Yeah, here's a funny story for you. I was at Columbia University when Mike Cernovich was speaking back in, I think, 2018 or something. And I've got a GoPro and a gimbal. This was when I was doing more on-the-ground reporting. I walk into this cluster of 300 or 400 leftist college protesters saying Mike Cernovich is a white supremacist, get him out of here. So I walk into the lobby of the auditorium where they're all protesting, and I'm holding up my camera filming when somebody recognizes me. and he does the mic check thing. Mic check, everybody. Mic check's back, and he goes,
"Oh shit! Sorry to stop here, but I've just seen some breaking news. Fucking hell! Fucking hell! Turkey al-Sheikh has said on social media right now, the happiest news I heard today is that Manchester United is now in an advanced stage of completing a deal to sell to a new investor. I hope it'll be better than the previous one. We might be rid of the Glazers. I don't know if Turkey talks a lot of shit. If he usually likes to troll, I don't know. But I'm hoping this is not bullshit. I'm hoping this is true. If this is true, and we are finally going to get rid of the Glazers, and they're going to leave our club alone, the fucking filthy vermin, this might be the greatest news ever. I might sleep with a literal smile on my face. Oh my fucking God.
This man is Tim Pool. Don't let him film you. So he points at me, and you know what I did? When the whole crowd turned toward my direction to look, so did I. I started going like this, and no one knows who I am. So they're all going looking, trying to figure out who it is. And then the guy goes, him, that guy. And I go, and so then finally, some dude walks up to a random photographer who was there and starts screaming at him, saying, you're the problem, you're the liars and the propagandist. And I'm like, that old guy is not me. They don't know. They don't know. And so finally, the dude walks up to me and puts his finger, this is the guy. And this is on my YouTube channel somewhere. But and so I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Now here's where it gets scary. This is just after I left ABC News. This is the joint venture Fusion. So I had an ABC News ID card, press card, and it's in my wallet. This young 20-something-year-old blonde woman goes to the cops and says, that guy is threatening to kill us. You need to kick him out. Wow. And the cops ignore her. And then she starts complaining to the administrator who is there with the police. This guy said he's filming us so that he can give the video to white supremacists who are going to kill us. He's trying to kill us. And then I walked up to the lady and I said, ma'am, honestly, I have no idea who this person is. Here's my ABC press card. I'm just a reporter. And she was like, you're fine. Don't worry about it. But that lady didn't know who I was. That was 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
So when I was on Joe's show with the Twitter execs, at the end of the show, I said something to the effect of, if you keep down this path, it's going to be civil war. The funny thing is, people have this view of society that society is their generation always. So an example would be, I worked at Vice. And when I was there, Shane Smith, the CEO, was like, we got to get on TV. He was 45 at the time. This is 10 years ago. And I'm thinking to myself, what do you want to be on TV for? Nobody uses TV. Yeah. Well, to Gen X, this is what everyone's doing. So he's looking at his world, his business, his revenue streams, and everyone he knows who are in his generation are doing this thing.
Right.
I, in the millennial generation and younger, was on Twitter and YouTube. And I said, I don't know anybody who watches TV anymore. I don't understand why they're going this direction. But of course, I was like, oh, I get it, right? Shane's an older guy, and he's looking at what his peers are looking at. So what happens in politics is people...
My nigga, man. Like, what are you even talking about right now?
Think that politics change, but they don't. People typically get their politics at a young age and keep them forever. Same with religion. It is a minority circumstance where someone will switch, convert, or otherwise, but it happens. So when I'm looking at colleges saying, I will kill you, like these students are threatening to murder, they're literally beating people, I said,
they're going to hold on to that.
When those 20-year-olds are 35 and in Congress, the weight of the federal government will be in this regard. So in 2018, I was in a bunch of chat groups with DC journalists. They were like conservative leaning or fairly libertarianish. And when I said, look at the Battle of Berkeley, where the base stick man, I don't know if you guys know this, he cracked a stick over an Antifa head. Then some college professor, Antifa guy, took a bike lock and bashed several people over the head. They were throwing explosives at elderly women. I said, we are on track for a civil war. I don't know if that means we're going to be in a civil war.
Shut up, man. Shut up. Honestly, big up Negative Aura. AZ, you're going to talk about the most recent truck giveaway. Let's go on that. Let's move on. Honestly, so fucking boring. God almighty, bro. Like, enough, man. Like, civil war this, civil war that, bro. I don't know, man. Either get a strap or shut the fuck up. Let's talk about a truck giveaway. where's this truck giveaway shit, right? So what's the scandal? Some guy won it that's from LA, right? Yo, Brendan's gonna get himself in the lawsuit, innit? He probably doesn't care because he's making money and he doesn't, he just cares about making money first, consequences later. But Brendan's gonna catch himself a lawsuit, innit? He's gonna either catch himself in one, he's gonna walk in one, he's gonna get slapped with one. He's gotta be careful, bro. Because what would be the chances, right, of you moving to a new state and the winner of the raffle happens to be from the state that you just recently moved to? What would be the chances of that happening? What would be the chances of that happening, right? So this raffle that's open to anyone. That's open to anyone across the United States. What would be the chances that the person that wins the latest one happens to be from the same state you currently reside in? Oh, this is the one, right? This is the one. Where's this video, by the way? Is it on YouTube? Because I can't see it on social media. I didn't find it on his account. Where do people find this clip? Is it on the YouTube or something? No, it's not. Where do people find it? So it's not on his YouTube. It's not on his IG. I didn't see it on his IG. I'm pretty sure I went on his IG and I didn't see it on there. It's not on his main feed, is it? Wait, let's see. Yeah, it's not on his main feed. Where is it? It's not there. Or is it this? That's to do with the promotion for that thingy company's on. This is him lifting weights. Cool. But I don't see anything here. Where do people find it? Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's continue with the video. This is fucking brilliant, man. What a scam.
Hi fam, it's about that time. We found our official winner. My boy Blake here officially won the one-of-one custom TRX with a $50,000 in mods. This thing is an absolute animal. Couldn't went to a better guy. He's a dad, father of two. Your two girls are gonna love this truck. So not only did you win this truck, and here's the kicker, he only purchased a hat. So not only did you get this bad ass dad rig, but I'm also giving you $10,000 cash.
Dude, come on.
My man, what a day.
Dude.
What a day.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Enjoy the truck, man. People love it. So get ready for a lot of people to stop you, ask you about the truck. Congrats, brother.
Cool.
Yeah, enjoy the truck.
Thank you so much.
All right, fam, that's it. The TRX is out of here. Thanks to everybody that participated. I can't thank you guys enough. This was by far our biggest giveaway. You guys like TRX, you like trucks, duly noted for the next one. I love you guys. If you didn't win, I'm so sorry, but it went to a good person. His kids are gonna enjoy it, and that's why I do this. More V8s on the road, the better. So hope you guys continue to support. Love you guys. Thanks so much. Drive fast.
Why does the guy look like someone that listens to T-Fat K, by the way? That's just kind of funny, isn't it? He kind of looks like a mix of Brendan, Taylor Lewin, that's that type of figure of a person. But he looks like somebody that will listen to T-Fat K. He looks like someone that has T-Fat K playing on his loudspeaker while he's driving his kids to work, He kind of subjects them to listen to Brendan. He didn't seem super excited, but then to be fair to him, to be fair to this dad of two, right? To be fair to the dad of two with the jean jacket and a trucker hat, although he didn't seem too excited, it's a bit of a weird handover, innit? Because I think he spoke about it before, in order to get the car, you have to be spoken to by someone in Brendan's team or legal team to confirm you've won it. And then they do this whole big fucking reveal with the car thing. You already know you're going to get it. So it's hard to really fake enthusiasm or be happy. Brendan's really awkward in it, in the handshake and everything else going on there. I think they shook hands like 6 times in this clip, I feel like. they dapped each other 6 times or something. But it's hard to kind of, get that across. Maybe it will be benefit from having the initial phone call recorded or something. But maybe they live in a state where you can't do that. But it just seems like a weird interaction, a weird exchange. It seems like, I don't know. It just seems a bit actory, a bit skittish. It just doesn't seem that genuine. Doesn't seem that authentic, And I just can't. I wish I was good with maths, but I'm pretty sure the probability of the winner of this truck being from the same state that, you know, being from Brendan's home state just isn't, you know, it's kind of high, you know, or the probability would be kind of low of that happening. It seems really fishy. Like, how is it so convenient this guy also lives in Texas? It seems a bit fishy.
You have a gun?
Big up, Abe Martinez.
His kids are gonna enjoy it. Bro, 8-year-old girl, WTF.
Your kid. Just because he likes to take his kids in big cars, maybe because Brendan's kids enjoy sliding around side to side, or, you know, when Brendan takes corners in the car and speeds. Not all kids are going to enjoy driving that. Also, what's to say he's going to want his kid to be in that? What's to say he even keeps it? Like, it's such a weird thing to say. Like, I guess because the guy's a T-Fat-K fan, he assumes that T-Fat-K fan also wants to do the same thing Brendan does. He also wants to take his kids to baseball. He also wants to berate them when they're playing baseball. He also wants to drive them in trucks. I think that's what he probably thinks. He's got this lifestyle that everyone's kind of envious of or wants to copy. But I find this whole charade so bizarre, man. So bizarre. Yeah, exactly. Bert Kreischer, for all that money in the giveaway, it's such an afterthought, throwaway or outro. Exactly. It doesn't, like, it's not on his Instagram, which is fishy. It's not on the main YouTube channel. I don't even know how people found this clip, to be honest. I don't think is it on the Dry Fast All Gas is it on the Dry Fast All Gas Instagram? I don't think it is, right? I think I checked it already. I don't know where people found this clip. It's not on their Instagram. The announcement video of the truck is on there, but the winner isn't on there. What's tagged here? Giveaway alert. So I don't know where people even found the video. So it's a very fishy, a very strange video all around. I don't know where the fuck they found it. Really don't know all of this situation, what's going on here. It's so bizarre. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It just feels very scamish, you know? Is there somebody else here? Another truck thing? Mark. Yeah, I don't know. I really fucking don't know what the fuck is going on with this truck. Anyway. I really wish I knew. What are some of the comments saying here on the Reddit? Scam. We should let the powers that be investigate. Brother, our entire government is run by scammers. Crime is legal now. Exactly. That's such a good point. I need a coffees in a doc on this. There's no way these winners are legit. He's a dad, a father. Papa's for sure on some type of scam. The actual gearheads on YouTube, it's legit. We read that to the guy won this own truck and 10 grand was the payment for his whole role in the thing. The sweepstake industry has a ton of gray areas. I said 95% of the company. If his company isn't bonding on the compliance, my source Sweepscape app. So what did I say here? The Sweepscape app industry has a ton of gray area. I'd say 95% of the companies are on scams, but it's really tough to prove that they are. If his company isn't bonding for compliance in New York or Florida, as long as he has free entries and you can't trace the free entries are being recorded, the company is in the clear. Big companies like LG, ND, or is that Legend probably, and 8 Deity have been sued, but the cases just get dropped. My source, my sweepstake app. Okay, cool. So sweepstakes are just rife for scamming, it seems like. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems very fishy. He seemed to be so excited to win a modded out truck with 10k in cash just off the purchase of a hat. Exactly. Taxes on a truck will be the beast. It's not a fan. That's one of his friends. It's Gary Colorado. He's connected to Lex probably. Beast of a money launderer. So he did all that nonsense with the truck to make free IG stories and a 60-second video. Don't make sense. Exactly. Same thing Coiler said. We got Coiler, exactly. Same thing Coiler's kind of getting to the point of, right? The same thing Coiler's kind of getting to the point of. And usually they're plugged of sponsor. It has to be some kind of scam. If not, he's more incompetent than we think. he can't possibly sell enough merch to pay for a TRX, 50k mods, 10k cash. Sure, some of the mods are sponsored or discounted. He's not putting out content on the build, on the contest that is getting significant views and earning revenue. I don't understand why he's not pretending it's about the current by the 8 to 10 videos of the friggin' truck channel. Yeah, I don't know. Something odd is going on there. Something really odd is going on there with this truck giveaway shit. I don't think we're going to get to the bottom of it now, but eventually there will be a big documentary about it, and Brendan's going to act like he didn't know. He's going to pretend, he's going to act dumb, he's going to play fucking stupid, and you know, everyone will kind of move on. But there's definitely something fishy going. None of this makes sense. None of this shit makes sense. And to be fair, the truck looks kind of shit as well, I'm not going to lie. I know I don't drive and I'm not a big car guy, but objectively, I think this truck is kind of ugly. I'm not going to lie. Maybe you guys disagree, but I think the truck is kind of ugly. That's the one there, right? Let's see what it looks like. That's a truck right there. I think it's an ugly truck. I'm not going to lie.
Very limited time only. We are doing $10 in store credit. So anything you buy in the store, I'm giving you $10 in store credit. And anything you buy at drivefastallgas.com automatically enters you to win this badass TRX, one of one, custom made from your boy here. And it has over $50,000 in mods and upgrades, and we're giving you $10,000 cash. So hurry on over. Anything you buy, I'm giving you $10 in store credit. So get there right now, drivefastallgas.com.
What a bug.
Powerful bunch.
Bill Sutherland.
Papa should start giving away those glasses for colorblind PPL. At least the reactions will be better. A lot more emotions in those videos.
Exactly, definitely. Exactly. Oh my god, man. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this guy's life and career, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look that spicy, does it? Big up Salazies. AZ, did you cover the Jordan Peterson ICU? No. I did see the poster. I'll probably talk about that tomorrow. I did see it. What do you guys actually think it is? I've heard some people say, what do you guys actually think the theory is behind Jordan Peterson's issues? Do we think it's just the fact that he had that fucking carnivore diet he was on that's fucked him up? Or is fucking Michaela Peterson really responsible for fucking ruining her dad's health? Or is he just a drug addict? Yeah, that's a good one. He's just addicted to drugs and going through withdrawals or whatever he's going through. What do you think is going on there? Obviously, it's not a spiritual attack. We know that. But what do we think is actually going on with that guy? Because he's been a bit emotionally unstable for a while anyway, isn't it? Probably just doing too many pills. Just needs to love the pills, isn't it? That's probably what it is. He's probably just doing too many pills. He's doing too much drugs. Just stop doing drugs, basically. It's not that difficult, isn't it? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. One video I wanted to talk to you about was this one. Have you guys seen this clip? I wish I would have screen recorded it myself, but we only have this footage to kind of go off of. Have you guys seen this? Have you guys seen this? Where is it? This is the one. Yeah, there. Have you guys seen this? Like, hold on. Let me get the sound off because that sounds fucking annoying. But what the fuck is she doing? You're a mum, bro. Like, what are you, like? She's so close. She's so close to OnlyFans. The moment Brendan, if Brendan and her ever break up, she's definitely going on there. She's so close, man. She's so close. She's so close. She's so, you know, she wants to so badly, but it's just such a random thing to post on your fucking Instagram. It's just such a weird thing to post, you know. She's doing that whole thing that girls do where you put your thing on and because your bum's too big, it kind of, you know, it's hard to pull it over your bum because it's protruding too much. It doesn't really work on this Too Tough, I'm not going to lie. But, you know, you still see a decent amount of jiggle, I guess. Look how happy she is about it. To be fair, this video, from what it looks like, it does look like she doesn't let her son do it. It looks like she puts it against a wall or something. Thank God, she got her own tripod. Thank fucking God. It doesn't look like she gets her son to do it. You know what I mean? Thank fucking God. But Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, there we go. She definitely she's so close, bro. If her and Brendan ever break up, that OnlyFans is coming so quickly. There's no way this girl's gonna go back to working a full-time job to pay for her bills or pay for the thing that she likes to do. She's definitely not doing that. But yeah, and I'd imagine too, if her and Brendan ever break up, the kiddie content on her Instagram stops as well. She probably wipes that Instagram clean. Maybe she does too. Maybe she has an Instagram with her kids, but her main Instagram is just her looking hot. For sure. If her and Brendan ever do go, I don't think there's a scenario, because I was just thinking, would she ever launch an OnlyFans while with Brendan? I don't think Brendan would allow that personally. And you know, I think that'll be one of the things that he probably puts his foot down on, because I don't think he'd like he wouldn't want to have the shame or the embarrassment of it. It shouldn't really matter, really, innit? Because she'd probably make more money than him anyway, and it'll all go back to the house. So who gives a shit? It'll all come back to the family. But I don't think Brendan's ego could handle her making more money than him, or you know, putting her fucking cha wawa out there on fucking OnlyFans. He probably couldn't handle it. But she'll have to wait until they break up, I guess, to be an entrepreneur, you know, to be an entrepreneur. To live her truth, she'll have to wait until her and Brendan break up, unfortunately. I don't think he'll ever allow that. But yeah, insane thing to post on social when you're a mum of 3 and shit. I don't know. It's just like, I guess, isn't it? So fair enough, I guess. One day she's a mum, one day she's not a mum. Who knows? Another one there. We've got more here. When the first witch outfit fails. Sexy witch vibes. Okay, cool. We done that. There's nothing else to do on this part. Okay, let's move on. Let's do some reactions. Let's do He Just Keeps Making It. What's this? American Redux, right? We've done Bill Burr already. I think that's Bill Burr. Let's do the Bert Kreischer podcast cringe, isn't it? Is that a new one? Or is there I think it's a podcast cringe of Bert, right? A new one that's out. There we go. So let's do both of them back to back. There's a 2 Years to Try one and a or which one should we go for first? I'll let you guys decide actually. Which one should we go for? Should we watch the Bert Kreischer by Podcast Cringe first, or 2 Years to Try first? Which one should we go for? Do piece, I don't know, 1 for Podcast Cringe, 2 for 2 Years to Try. Which one should we go for first? 2 Years to Try or Podcast Cringe? 1 for Podcast Cringe, 2 for 2 Years to Try. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. 1 for Podcast Cringe, 2 for 2 Ladies to Try. 1 for Podcast Cringe, 2 for 2 Ladies to Try. Get the 1s and the 2s in the chat. Let me know. Quayla, 3 for Axe J is brilliant. 0. 0 is crazy. What you guys saying? Let me know. Let me know. Bada bing, bada boom, bada boom, bada bing, bada bing. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada bing. Bada bing, bada bing. Bada bing, bada bing. Bada bing, bada bing. What's 0? Okay, I don't see any votes in here. 1 for Podcast Cringe, 2 for 2 Years to Try. When it comes to Bert, the crowd's gone quiet. Crickets. Niggas hate Bert so much they don't even want to vote. Oh my god. I love it. 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 All right, cool. All right, cool. All right, cool. All right, cool. Let's do podcast cringe. Fuck it. It's this first one here. Let's just do podcast cringe.
Oh my god. 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 Holy holy holy
Okay.
Tom, this is incredible. God, Tom, this is insane. This is the greatest thing I've ever
watching adult footage in virtual reality.
He's sucking my and Tom, I have abs. Oh, now I'm her. Oh, hold on.
You don't have to thrust. You can just watch.
No, it's kind of cool. I'm on the same timing he is. I wish you could touch her. Tom, this is next level.
Pretty cool stuff.
You should bring this to Riyadh with you.
Bert Kreischer is falling apart, and not in the fun, chaotic party animal way he likes to pretend. This is a slow, sad kind of unraveling that requires an intervention. Bert has finally completed his transition from 50-year-old frat boy into the fat, creepy uncle with a heart problem, and the numbers don't lie. His episodes of Two Bears are tanking compared to Tom's, not to mention the Summer Bears takeover that
Ah, that's an interesting comparison. The ones with Bert on them are okay, cool. The ones with just Tom by themselves have decent views, but when there's Bert on there,
are tanking compared to Tom's. Not to mention the Summer Bears takeover that crushed them both. At first I thought this was just a hangover from Chrissy and Stubby. Now I've realized that this is the new normal for Two Bears, One Cave. It's just getting harder and harder to laugh with Bert when the only thing left to laugh at is his desperation. You've probably heard by now that his latest running gag on the podcast is that they're starting an OF page and Bert plans to manage the talent. And then there's the whole VR headset obsession he's been going through that you guys saw in the intro there, plus all this other creepy shit he's been saying and doing lately. I'm going to take you through all the details, but behind the scenes there are a couple of things going on in Bert's personal life that we all predicted. Bert's wife and kids cannot stand him anymore, and it's all starting to fall apart. But
wasn't there a podcast recently? There was a podcast recently with, what's her fucking name? Did he sit down with Leanne, I think? Because Leanne's got, what's it called? Wife of the Party, right? Wife of the Party is her podcast. And I'm pretty sure they sat down for a pod recently. I was going to watch it to do clips, but I just couldn't subject myself to watching more Bert. But I might do it for the Patreon. Yeah, I'll probably do it for the Patreon. Fuck it. Where he sits down with Leanne. Maybe I'll do a reaction to that on there. It's brutal way to get more people to join the Patreon, but I might do it. Oh, yeah.
Speaking of the Riyadh Comedy Festival, if you want to see my full breakdown and commentary on the collapse of comedy, how Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, Louis C.K., Tom Segura, Andrew Schultz, Tim Dillon, Mark Normand, and a bunch of other comedians all got exposed for being greedy hypocrites, make sure you check out the link in the description to my Patreon, where you'll find a bunch of uncensored exclusive content, including a video I'm working on right now about Theo Von's Crash Out. Also, a quick shout out to all of you who have gone over to my new channel, More Cringe, and subscribed. You guys are the best, and I wanted to let you know how much I appreciate you supporting everything I do. Like I said though, Bert's personal life is starting to fall apart. Finally, his drinking and eating have caught up to him, and his wife has had enough.
Really?
I haven't seen our cat Our cat lives upstairs.
Fuck, look how inflamed his eyes look though. God almighty. Look at those eyes. Look how inflamed they are. The body can handle some abuse, innit? The body can handle some abuse, but look at his face.
Do you never go upstairs?
I don't know, because it's an allergy haven up there.
So you just stay on the ground floor?
I stay on the ground floor. Leanne lives upstairs. I live downstairs.
Yeah.
Like if I just had the upstairs, it would be better because I could keep it the way I had the upstairs for a while. When in our sleep divorce, I had the upstairs. I had the screening room.
What's the sleep divorce?
We're in a sleep divorce. We don't sleep together anymore.
Really?
Yeah. No,
Is this because of your snoring?
Yeah, by snoring and throwing up in my throat while I sleep. It's a lot of things.
God.
Listening to podcasts.
Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Does he do this on purpose to try and be like edgy or something? Bro, you're nearly 60 years old. It's not funny. It's not cute. It's not cool. Like, oh yeah, I throw up in my sleep. Making.
I have a specific
the
way.
CPAP working or no?
I don't believe in those. So I had the upstairs for a while, and dude, no girls are gone. I got a balcony. I slept in the screening room. I turn on a documentary.
You slept in your screening room?
I slept in my screening room.
I
I loved it. What I did is I got 2 comforters, 10 pillows, and I just made myself like a Jabba the Hutt lair. Like
that's kind of awesome.
Just that. Yeah. A jack off whenever the I wanted. So I'd hear her coming upstairs. Yeah. It's like being in high school.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was awesome.
Did you put on porn in the screening room?
I've never watched porn in the screening room. You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to get those goggles and watch porn that way.
The VR stuff? It's the best experience I've ever had.
You've done
in
it?
that regard. Yeah. The Meta one, whatever.
Is 400? How much is it?
$500.
Hey, send Kyle to go buy one. I want to try today.
Yeah, it's really good.
So, just to recap, Bert's wife created an allergy haven upstairs, scented candles, essential oils, down pillows covered in cat hair, hyperallergenic mattress covers, all to keep Bert and his reflux snoring the fuck away from her. And can you really blame her? I wouldn't want to wake up next to Bert while he's Jimi Hendrixing at 3 a.m. Honestly, my only question is, why did it take her so long? It was only a matter of time until even the money wasn't enough to save Bert's marriage. And who is Bert kidding? She's definitely got some 35-year-old toy boy climbing into that wellness sanctuary every night, while Bert's downstairs crying himself to sleep with another episode of Podcast Cringe, whispering between sobs, it's true. All of it is true.
So then after the party, I sit down with my trainer, Mikhail. Fucking hell. Look at that comment.
While his wife is getting her back blown out by his personal trainer upstairs. And look, if you think I'm being harsh, just remember, this is all because Bert doesn't believe in CPAP machines. Not because they're uncomfortable, not because they don't work, because he doesn't believe in them. Like it's fucking astrology or some shit. This is the guy...
There are people that say stuff like that. Brenda says stuff like that as well. Brenda, I don't believe in sunscreen, don't believe in moisture. Only really dumb people say that type of phrase anyway. I don't believe in it. Like it's a fucking like what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised about the Leanne Kreischer stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised. I thought she I guess maybe she puts a good face on it. Maybe she doesn't complain outwardly. But what we're hearing now, like that whole allergy haven thing, I think she does it on purpose so he doesn't stay in a room. I'm surprised. I thought she was down for everything with Bert, but I think she purposely puts all those scented candles and makes the room pretty and whatever, or does all those things that make Bert whatever because she doesn't want him to be there. You know, she doesn't want him to sleep in the room. So I think she does it on purpose, which is surprising because I thought she was down. But I guess she puts a good face on it. You know, she puts a good front on it. But behind the scenes, she's like, look, please don't sleep near me. Please don't come near me. You know what I mean? They've got an interesting arrangement.
Guy who gets multiple vitamin IVs per week, he's on a steady flow of TRT, drinks himself stupid every night and stuffs his face with donuts and burgers, but somehow he thinks that CPAP machines are the conspiracy. This all leads into the VR headset saga. 2 middle-aged comedians at the absolute peak of their careers, sitting alone in a studio, edging each other like it's some kind of spiritual bonding exercise. And within seconds, Bert ordered one of his minions to go down the road and fetch him a headset. But Bert still doesn't understand how VR actually works. The way he talks about it, you'd think he's about to move into the headset. He genuinely believes what he's watching is real. This has massive, I think the stripper's into me energy.
This is insane. This is the future.
Welcome.
Why would you ever date a chick? Why would you ever go out to a bar? Why would you ever do anything when you can just bang tens for real? I got to try jerking off with it.
Well, not for real. It's virtual.
It feels real.
It feels real.
It feels
real.
real.
That's why you probably get
Shut
looped
up.
into it.
Let me see what she's doing now.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm gonna have her doggy style.
Okay.
Hey, just shut up, woman. All right, I'm gonna put her to sleep.
Okay.
Dude, I'm ready for a fucking robot chick.
Yeah, they're available, man. You can afford it. You should do it.
Dude, you can design them. They're $3,000. Should we make one? Should we make one and fucking bring it? Let's make
it
two.
feels like
Are they just trolling on purpose to try and get a reaction out of people anyway? Because he's really amping it up, or is he just on Adderall? He's just really spun up. Like, relax, man. It's not that hype of a topic anyway. Why are you this excited? I feel like he's doing this on purpose to kind of like be like, trolly and stuff. I don't think he means this.
Oh, okay.
Would it be creepy if we made them and we made them look like people we know?
Yeah, that'd be super creepy.
And you're like, Sarah Tiana, come over to my house. I want you to meet my robot chick. And she's like, wow.
This is a really good idea for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
Shout out to Sarah T.
That is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Thrilled. So was that your first time watching?
It's my first time. I've held off all week. I've seen
moment.
I've seen in it, but it's just like you're watching a that interactive one is crazy.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah.
I would like that I've always said this for a long time, but I'd like that for a podcast where you could put on the VR goggles and sit here and you feel like you're just sitting with us talking to us.
That'd be fun.
That would be really fun.
No one wants that. Nobody wants that. People barely like watching you. They don't want to be, pretending they're sat next to you, for fuck's sake. Plus, I don't think it's going to give you the answers that you want.
Geez, Bert, it's hard enough watching the podcast through my phone. The last thing I want to do is feel like I'm actually there.
Exactly. I just said exactly the same thing.
They're in the room with you. The episodes of Two Bears with Bert get the lowest views, so his solution is to make a more immersive experience. Even his wife can't stand.
That's crazy, isn't it? That even the Two Bears 1K fans, who hate both of them, by the way, right? They are choosing to watch the ones with Tom only and not the ones with Bert and Tom. I bet you they're gonna start doing this thing where they start like trying to play the fans and start having thumbnails where it looks like it's only Tom, but it's actually with Bert. Watch. I bet they're gonna start doing that soon. I bet they're gonna start having those type of thumbnails so they get more fans to click on them, because that is brutal. The fans not watching the ones with Bert in it is fucking group, because he's one half of the show. How can you not watch the show because you don't like the other half of the one big half of the show? You might as well just not watch the show at all. But they're voting with their feet, I guess. They're voting with their clicks and their views.
And him anymore. Come on, buddy, get with the program. It's almost over. I mean, now he's even getting.
Big up Case of Moses. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of jealous of Bert's situation. Growing up is overrated. No, it is. But he's just not making the most of it, brother. Who wouldn't want to live like a child, right? Like forever, right? And not really be a grown up and kind of act like a big happy kid or something. He's just not making the most of it. He's like wasting it. He's wasting his opportunity. Like, he's got a wife who seems low maintenance, if that makes sense. Because most wives or most women in your life will try and get you into fucking shape. Like, fuck this shit. Either you fix up, you stop the drinking, or I'm leaving. I mean, Leanne seems to be a proper trooper. He's got a wife that doesn't mind what he does as a lifestyle, seems to be game for it, and he's just wasting it. He's wasting all the blessings he's got. He's got kids that have grown up and are going to college now, so he can kind of do what he wants. He's honestly wasting it. Like, he's just not doing much with whatever he's been blessed with. Maybe he doesn't see it as a blessing, but it just seems such a weird thing to do. But I fundamentally detest the whole like adult frat boy thing. I think it's kind of pathetic and sad that he seems to be unwilling to let go of his personality that he had in college, and he's nearly approaching his 60s. I think that is incredibly sad to be that person. And it's not even like it'd be one thing if he was like a stud athlete back in the day. He wasn't even a stud athlete. He was just known for being a guy that likes to party. He's not letting go of that party person, not a party personality he had when he was in college. That is crazy. It's one thing having the party personality that you had when you were in your mid-20s or something, but he's still holding on to the idea of who he was when he was in college. That's too much for me. That shows that you're somebody that's a little bit fucked up in the head, which obviously I'd assume he would admit he is, but still disgusting.
trolled by OF models. If you're out of the loop, and honestly, who could blame you, Bert came up with the idea in their first episode back from the summer break to start his own OF page and manage a few models that he can control and tell them what to do. You know, 'cause comedian. But unfortunately, they don't seem to be taking him seriously.
Or duh, why wouldn't they?
It could be more dimensional than just a simple OF. I'd be open to candidly sharing procedures I want, sharing stories from my past, et cetera, et cetera. I think I'd come in more like the Tom of OF, where I enjoy the craft and experience as opposed to being driven by fame and attention like Bert. Okay.
Well, pass on her.
She's attractive. Are you seeing?
No, I'm fucking stuck on that last sentence.
Oh.
She really thinks that I'm just stuck on fame and attention.
Well, she's not,
It's not wrong.
She's not crazy. I mean, it was playful. I don't think she meant it like super serious. Just a little bit. Okay.
He's actually pissed about that.
Is there another one we need to see?
Let's see the next one.
That's a very astute observation.
Set up my OF page, please, Bert. He just targeted you.
Well, I
Please,
think we got to
Bert.
readdress our fame.
Yeah, big up Brendan Mallory. That's probably true. You know, he got rich with a party boy gimmick and he's scared to change and have the mind trap. That's the thing, though. The money's never going to dry up. He's probably made tens of millions off of that party boy gimmick. Congratulations. Ride until the. By the way, that's a nice hat. What team hat's that? That's quite a nice hat. I like that. Ride it until the wheels fall off. The wheels have fallen off now. Get another gimmick, man. Maybe that's not the point, but it's like, Jesus, it's never going to dry up. He's got enough money. You can just switch things up a bit. It's not that deep. If anything, the switch up might extend his career. You know that? The switch up might actually extend his career. Might give him another fucking lease of life. But he doesn't see it that way.
Fans' relationships with us.
Please pimp me, Bert. It's just for you, bro.
God, he's got a great.
It's pretty crazy.
There's that awkward moment when Bert realizes in real time that he's being trolled by his fans. And finally he says, we've got to readdress our fans' relationship with us. And that right there is the problem. Bert still thinks people look up to him. He doesn't realize the comments and DMs hyping him up aren't genuine support. They're being ironic. These people aren't laughing with him anymore. They're laughing at him. And now the models he wants to exploit for content are giving him the same treatment, mocking him to his face while he's too dumb and desperate to notice. This is the guy who calls a US comedy tour with 2 shows in Canada a world tour. I wish just once he'd do a full tour without hiring any of his buddies and just use local openers at every show. No tour bus, just straight up stand-up comedy with no frills. But at least Bert has a reputation for being a good father. That's one thing that no one can take away from him, right? Bert's always been there for his girls and put them first, even before himself and his illustrious comedy career.
Of course not.
If I focus my energy on something, whatever it is, I can get better at stuff. I'll start off sucky, but you keep working at it, and eventually you get... Some people never learn that.
Well, it'd be nice if they could also focus on being a parent. Like, I feel like the women stay loud because they're like, I'm a mother, I'm Mama Bear, you know. So I'm like, it'd be nice if the dads would get off the lazy boy and be like, I'm gonna help raise my kids.
They wanted to have a good life, and life just cracked them in the dick every time they made a move.
Yeah,
you know, they got their car repossessed. Oh Jesus, credit cards.
There's got to be something biological though that makes a man not like you have the pride. Bert Kreischer, I just talked about it. Like you guys have the pride in your children. Hardcore. Like as soon as I met you, you showed me a photo of your daughter. You know what I mean? Like, but I do feel like there are a lot of men who are like, that's not my responsibility.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's right. Bert is first and foremost a family man. He's the type of guy who doesn't drink the night before his daughter's softball game so he can be upright.
Jesus Christ, no, don't say this happened. Don't say this happened. Don't say he was hungover on the day he's meant to go watch his daughter play. So, like, his daughters must hate him so badly. They must hate him so much.
And early to drive her there and cheer her on. Bert's the type of guy who buys his wife and daughter's Christmas presents before even thinking about himself. He would never divulge personal information or intimate stories about his wife and kids in his comedy shows because he values their privacy and dignity above all else. When his daughter first got her period, he offered to throw her a period party just to make her feel a little bit better and make it all that little bit easier. So even though Bert's a drunken hack who's run out of material, his wife's banging his trainer while the cats watch, and he's one Porosos cocktail away from choking in his sleep, at least he's a good father. Just ask him, he'll tell you.
Tom is always like, I gotta get home and see my kids.
It's true. He's always like,
they're gonna fucking be.
Wow, look at how skinny he looks back then. Fucking hell. That's probably just like a week of not drinking too much, isn't it? Look how much better he looked back there. It's not even that much better, but still, compared to what he looks like now, Jesus.
Be there forever.
Yeah. Family's a higher priority for Tom. You know what I mean?
Is it though? I only shop for me. Like when I'm shopping, I only think about what I want. Like I go, what are we getting Bert today?
Like you never see something in the store, you're like, oh, that's Tom, or that's Leanne.
No.
Oh wow.
I go, I wonder if they have that in a men's size. My daughters are Leanne's children. They're not my children. They're Leanne's children. Like I show up, but like I'm just another one of her kids.
Like even if he's joking or whatever, or like if that's true, wouldn't you want to take a look at that? Wouldn't you want to address that? Like, wouldn't that bother you? Like, if you truly felt that way, wouldn't that bother you? Like, what an insane guy.
I'm the equivalent to one of her dogs or a cat.
Bert Kreischer, I just talked about it. Like, you guys have the pride in your children, but I do feel like there are a lot of men who are like, that's not my responsibility.
Oh, that's crazy.
How do you want your kids to talk about you when you're older or long and gone, right? What words would they say right now? And what words would you want them to say? You know what I mean?
What do you think they would say?
Oh, not good.
No.
I mean, I don't think they'd be like, he was fun as fuck. Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. I loved him. He was fun as fuck. Yeah.
Why is that?
I have a joke that I've written that it happened to me. And you're the one that kind of created the joke.
Oh, he even sounds like he's fucked up, innit? Even his voice sounds like he's like raspy, like he's been shouting at concert, or he's been around cigars, or he's been smoking and drinking. He sounds like he's fucked, innit? Even his voice sounds fucked up.
It's better than anything I've ever written because the punchline is just 2 words, and I don't need to say anything other than I'm so proud of this joke. I don't love anything the way I love stand-up. The feeling, only us, meaning like me, you, Louis, Stanhope, Rogan, Shane, we only us, real, true, pure stand-ups know the joy in figuring something out and making it funny and then tweaking it to make it more funny.
There is no thrill like figuring out a joke. It is the most fun.
It's better than a phone call from my daughter. Can I tell you the craziest?
Sure.
Can I tell you the craziest story, Tom?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
Joe Rogan's biggest achievement.
The little, like, imagine. I wonder if he's doing that on purpose because he's had arguments with his daughters. He knows they're gonna watch this. He knows they're gonna watch clips of him, or he knows they probably watch the show. So he kind of claps back at his daughters by those little fucking bullets, those little jabs. I wonder if it's on purpose. It probably is, isn't it? He's probably doing that on purpose because he knows his daughters watch the show. He probably had an argument or falling out with his daughters before. Like, can you imagine beefing with your daughters via podcast? Getting back at them because they were mean to you or something. Like, oh my God.
Is convincing everyone that he's a stand-up comedian. By far the most triggering thing Bert said in that whole compilation of him explaining why he's a dogshit father was the part where he explained the art of stand-up comedy and included himself, Tom, and Rogan with some of the best comedians in the world. That is elite levels of delusion. The mental gymnastics required to say that with a straight face is crazy.
Exactly.
Yet somehow, while tall and funny scientist Joe Rogan has been convincing everyone that he's a comedian, Bert's been convincing everyone that he's a good dad. And look, I wouldn't give him shit for it if he didn't brag about it all the time. These guys are the ones who overshare every single week, flexing about all these different things and then contradict themselves 5 minutes later. However,
by the way, where's Ari Shaffir gone? Is he on one of his vacations again? I feel like I've seen Ari Shaffir in a while. Is he just on one of his vacations? Let's check. Does he have an Instagram even? I don't know. Let's see. Ari Shaffir. Not seen him around in a while. Is he on vacation somewhere? What's happening? Is anything going on his Instagram? No updates on there. Okay, he's still posting, I guess. He's still posting random things, but I guess maybe he's not around. Or he's still doing his show, it looks like. Okay, so he's keeping it low. He's keeping it low key. Maybe he's just keeping it low key. He's around though. It looks like he's still around. Where is it?
it's not just the things Bert says about his wife and kids that show how delusional and out of touch he's become. Ever since they came back from that disastrous summer break, Bert's been trying to be edgy and controversial, but he just comes off as a creep. But at least he knows it. Things are just getting weird now.
I wanted to write this as a joke, but I didn't because it just seems creepy, but I don't mind telling you it. I was the last time I was in New York. I took the subway and I saw a girl holding a baby, and I was like, wow, I've gotten old. She is way too young to have a baby. And then she started breastfeeding. I was like, nah, she's not too old. And I watched her breastfeed.
Jesus, like you have daughters you have daughters too, bro. You have daughters too. Not that it should matter. You know, you shouldn't probably say these type of things even if you don't have daughters. But God Almighty, brother.
Oh my God!
Sunglasses on. I was like, she's not too old. She's got to be at least 20, right? 25, 26. She put a cover on.
But you still were locked in.
Yeah, I was still dialed in.
No part of your brain was like, oh, just let that person do that in private.
No, I scooted over, sat next to her. I was like, hi, I'm Bert. She was like, I'm breastfeeding. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. That's your name and you're doing it. Hey, I'm thirsty. You got an extra one over there.
Yeah. That's cool. Is that one of your searches? Do you like breastfeeding videos?
No. Have you seen Freeze?
Freeze?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's I'll break it down for you. Girl's having a problem with her remote control in her hotel room, and the maintenance guy comes up and she berates him, right? She's like, listen, you piece of shit. This remote hasn't worked the entire time. I've been messing with it. And he goes, well, I have a new remote. And it freezes her. And then she's like this. And then he just proceeds to undress her and
the whole time.
That's it. And then he'll unfreeze her and she'll be like, wait, what are we? And then he'll freeze her again. It's kind of interesting.
It's kind of fun because it toys with no consent.
It toys.
And did he say he enjoyed like quicksand porn back in the day, right? He was a big fan of quicksand porn when girls get stuck in quicksand and get taken advantage of. Okay, bro. Okay. Again, girl dad.
With it, but they always consent towards the end.
Right.
Like they unfreeze him and the girl's like, how did you know this is what I wanted?
Yeah,
you know.
Right.
Freeze.
Yeah, freeze.
Bert's punchline is, I'm a creep, how cool is that? But saying all that shit with 2 daughters in college is crazy work.
Exactly.
And with all that context about his wife not wanting to sleep with him anymore and his new obsession with his VR headset, this isn't some midlife crisis. He's in a downward spiral and he's going to end up alone at the end of it. Just like Joe Rogan, almost everyone in Bert's life is on his payroll. He doesn't have any genuine friendships anymore. And it used to be fun watching Bert toe the line between harmless man-child and functioning alcoholic. But now the party's almost over, the lights are turning on. He's going to end up standing in the middle of the room with no shirt on, telling the machine story to whoever will listen.
it's just getting sadder because he's getting older. That's the main thing. He's getting older, but he's not changing. He's still the same exact guy we all met on the Rogan or on during the fucking Sober October. He's the same guy, but he's clearly much, much, much older. But he's not realizing it. He doesn't want to pay attention. I don't know what is going on, man. It's all over the shop. It's fucking so bad. But yeah, that bit about the breast, like what? Then I saw her breast and I realized that she was old enough. Like, what does that even mean? What are you trying to say right now? I don't know. But I am shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I am shocked to hear about the sleeping arrangements and whatever else going on in the Kreischer household. It feels like Leanne doesn't want him near him. You know, very, 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 very interesting to see how different it is, man. Oh yeah. Anyways, let's move on from that one. I got to a couple more, then I'm gonna bounce. What else we got? We already did a Bert. He just keeps making it worse. Let's do this one. Aiden, Ross, and Theo. Actually, let's do this one. Yeah, let's do this one.
Aiden Ross and Theo Vaughn.
This is courtesy this guy called, what's his name? Jew Almighty. Big up Jew Almighty. Aiden Ross and Theo Vaughn regret endorsing Trump, but it's too late.
Are joining a long list of podcasters and influencers trying to walk back their support of Trump now.
I had a call with someone in my team. Now that I look back on it, I really, really wish I never got into politics.
My father immigrated here from Nicaragua, right? Like one of my prized possessions is I have his immigration papers when he came here. So I have tons of thoughts about it, but this was just fucked up, right? It was fucked up.
We already saw this same flip from Andrew Schultz in the Flagrant podcast, who were all happy to cozy up to Trump and help humanize him early on, only to later admit that his immigration agenda and other policies were reckless, misdirected, and hurting everyday Americans.
I believe when Trump, everything he can.
I would rate it more if they just said, if they just stood by him, man. I'd respect them way more if they were like, yeah, we knew it would be fucked up. We knew he's all over the place, but he'll eventually get us on the right track. I still believe, you know what I mean? It's a fact that they were so quick to jump off the fucking Trump hype train. It's really despicable. If I'm part of Trump's team, if I'm Team MAGA, I'm kind of, I'm crossing these guys out forever. Do you know what I mean? Don't ever come back around this side. You know what I mean? Because they were down when it was cool to be down. They were down when it was easy, and now it's getting hard. Suddenly they're all fucking running, scurrying away into their little corners of the internet. And the pressure's not even that crazy, really, when you think about it. But hey, what do I know?
Campaigned on, I believe he wanted to do. And now he's doing the exact opposite thing of every single fucking thing.
What he's doing. Even Joe Rogan, whose support of Trump was a huge deal, had to finally admit that things were getting crazy.
And then they're kicking students out that write articles they don't like.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't a university supposed to be a place where someone's allowed to express themselves and have
non-violently?
Opinions? Yeah. They're writing something down and they're not calling for violence either, and they're getting challenged. And that's supposed to be how it happens. You get challenged, smarter people have better arguments, or your argument stands.
Right, discourse.
Yes.
It's supposed to be a place for discourse.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And deporting people because you don't like who they're criticizing, that gets kind of shifty.
But let's be real, they can deny it all they want. These guys knew exactly what they were doing, even though they keep claiming they didn't vote for this.
They'll DM me like, you see what your boy's doing? You voted for this. I'm like, I voted for none of this. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for.
Yeah.
I want him to stop the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink spending, reduce the budget. He's increasing it.
They use their platforms to normalize Trump in exchange for views and viral clips, access to the president, and proximity to big names and companies like Dana White and the UFC. Now Trump is doing exactly what he ran on and exactly what was wrritten in Project 2025. And now these guys are suddenly shocked.
They don't talk about that Project 25. Do they? They don't talk about that Project 2025, do they?
But just like this tweet calling them out says, you did vote for this. You voted for this and you pushed this. And you insulted anyone who warned you of what was coming, claimed it was TDS and vilified educated people. Own your mistake and actually help remedy it moving forward instead of being cowards. But I'm Jew. Welcome to the channel. Please like and share.
My team. Can I tell you guys something? Now that I look back on it, I really, really wish I never got into politics. And I feel like that's a cool thing to like talk about. Obviously, it's like, you know, I just kind of like, I know y'all didn't like that era at all, except for the Trump like streaming. Obviously, at the end of the day, it was the president. Like, but like now that I look back at it, it's like, damn, like so many people just tie me to it, and now it's just like, fuck, like no matter what, they don't even get to know who I am because they don't like even want to. Oh, he did this stream with Trump. You get what I'm saying? Like,
you didn't know that before. You didn't know how radioactive it would be. You didn't know how it would isolate you and, you know, kind of essentially separate you from everybody else. You didn't know. You didn't know how it could maybe blow up. You didn't think about it. You didn't understand the risks, the pros and cons. All you saw was the fucking pros. None of the risks, none of the cons, all the pros. Jesus Christ, these people, man. It's just sad that they influence so much of American politics. Like, you know, I'd imagine fucking Aiden Ross's endorsement did have some effect. It probably did, right? It probably did result in some, especially young impressionable kids that love him and all about chasing the bag and shit. Be like, you know what? He says Trump is a bag chaser too, bag securer. I'm gonna go vote for that guy so I can get my bags, you know? Which is kind of insane to think about. I'm sure that was the case for some people.
And I really, really understand other people's side. And as I'm getting older, I'm just like seeing like, I just don't think I'll ever care enough again for any other politician ever in the future. Just because it's like, at the end of the day, bro, like, humans, we're all humans, you know, and it's
so funny that he's saying this now. It was all good before Trump took office. And because of the immigration policy, tariffs, a sinking economy, rising inflation, and the military stomping through U.S. cities, Trump's approval rating is one of the worst ever. And if you read between the lines, Aiden is basically admitting that his close associating to Trump is now hurting his pocket. So it's clear that brand deals or sponsorships that maybe he would have gotten before aren't coming to him anymore because of that association.
Exactly.
I love watching a culture vulture spiral. You made your move. You put your flag in the sand. Now
I don't think it's the deals. If I'm going to be honest, I don't think he's missing out on deals because of his association with Trump. I just think he doesn't like how people talk about him. You know, I don't think he likes how people talk about him. He's, don't get me wrong, Aiden Ross probably is the dumbest one out of all those live streamers. He's the kind of person who he needed streaming to be successful for him. I don't think he would have been good in any other place. But I think he just doesn't like how people refer to him, you know, how people look at him. But I don't think it's like a disagreement thing with Trump. I think he still believes a lot of the things Trump does, but he just doesn't like how it makes him look in public, which is weird because Trump is very honest in some degree about who he is and who he isn't. It's all in public, for better or worse. So to think anything different, to think you're going to do something different is fucking insane.
Oh, you facing all the backlash, now you want to backpedal. Nah, stay with your man. Don't let a rich kid fool you. All he gives a fuck about is money. You know what it is?
Mm-hmm.
He's losing the black dollar. He's losing the black fan. All these companies, everybody knows how important the black dollar is. So what he's doing is he's backpedaling, realizing maybe the subs.
Yeah, big up his honesty. Big up his honesty, exactly. No, he's never missing out on the deals. He's still Jewish, exactly. Yeah, and he just still got connections. In it. He'll be fine. He's never gonna miss out on deals in general.
What they used to be, or the influences of what they used to be, or too many people are calling me racist and this and the third. My manager had these racist remarks. I'm not cool with Kai no more. I'm not cool with Speed no more. We gotta call a spade a spade. Let's keep it a buck. Stay over there. Good old Trump and dump. You trying to do a Trump and dump?
Jesus
nah. Once MAGA, always MAGA.
And let's not forget how deep down the Trump rabbit hole Aiden actually was, where he not only supported Trump like an absolute sycophant, but he created false narratives to again humanize him and demonize everybody else and pushed it on his audience. He talked down to anybody that didn't agree with him and crashed out on people like Taylor Swift for endorsing Kamala Harris.
And then on top of that, libtard, retard, Taylor Swift wants to fucking endorse Kamala publicly, which is completely fucking retarded and shameful. And I'll tell you why, Taylor Swift. I look at your fucking private jet fuel, how much you fueled and shit. This bitch is spreading more fucking fuel around the world than me and all y'all combined, chat. Like, what the fuck is that bitch doing, bro? Real shit. Real fucking shit, bro. I don't give a fuck. Chat, do you understand that all these Democrats, the environment. Hey, retard, you're flying a private jet every 2 days. Like, you're in the NBA or some shit, bro. Like, y'all are saying ironic. I don't.
Very, very smart. Well put together argument here.
Bitch and complain about the environment like they do, bro. I know that. I know you guys don't give a fuck. as long as you guys are all voting for Trump, I'm happy.
Now, nobody has ever accused Aiden of being the sharpest tool in the shed. But you would think somebody that went that hard for Trump and that hard against anybody that went against Trump would know his policies and goals for his administration. He did a 2-hour stream with Trump and did nothing but praise him and kiss ass. There were no hard questions and no talk about policy. Probably the only takeaway that anybody has from this stream is this moment.
I'll tell you about TikTok. Trump is going to keep TikTok going, whereas Biden, Harris, they have no idea what it means. And all it's going to do is be good for China.
Look how he's standing. Look how he's fucking standing. He's such an odd fellow, isn't it?
The other way. It's no good. We're going to save TikTok.
And of course, everybody called him out because this is a very clear grift. This is the definition of grifting. Aiden Ross is whack as fuck and gets no sympathy or grace from me. But I like that he's saying what he's saying about regretting getting into politics. Still a beep, beep, beep. But I want everybody that supported Trump to not run from reality of today as loud as they supported. Sorry, Aiden Ross, you knowingly chose the vampire. You knew what you were doing. Trump didn't hide the horrible shit he promised to do on the campaign trail. You have to accept consequences of your actions in getting him elected. And
I just wish there was just like an accountability in terms of this. Yeah, I fucked up. I did this wrong. Obviously, they'll never do that because they'll get them to a negative press and shit. But yeah, it's just a funny situation all around. It's a funny and an unfortunate situation all around. That's what's the main thing about it. It's funny and very, very unfortunate. Let me finish this.
Aiden Ross isn't the only one joining the I didn't vote for this club. Now Theo Von is trying to moonwalk back from his support of Trump too. With DHS using a video of his to make a meme out of deportation.
Or you got deported, dude.
Which he instantly came out strongly against. I guess him supporting Trump and getting kudos at the inauguration was cool, but being the face of deportation is just too much.
Vaughn posted on social media that he didn't approve of DHS posting the video seemingly without his permission.
And he followed that up by talking about how traumatizing this whole situation was for him.
My father immigrated here from Nicaragua, right? Like one of my...
Why didn't you ask Trump about his immigration? But honestly, it's such a funny point to make. Oh yeah, shit, I remember my father's from Nicaragua. It's like, what?
His possessions is, I have his immigration papers when he came here. And I have them in a frame, and him and his siblings when they came here. And so I have tons of thoughts about it, but this was just fucked up, right? It was fucked up. And it was everywhere. It was like on all platforms and stuff.
So he knows deportations of regular folks is happening, and that's fine with him. But it's fucked up to him that they use his face to promote it, even though he promoted that same thing in his vote in support of this administration.
So that had me really kind of paranoid. You know, that had me start to get kind of paranoid and, you know, like closing, like, you know, I had the curtains in my house kind of closed. I was just like, you know, you're paranoid. I woke up the next morning. Sorry, I need some water.
That guilty gulp, the guilty gulp.
I woke up the next morning to a text from a high government official saying, hey, if you need some extra security in your neighborhood,
we got you.
Or some extra police cars on patrol, let me know. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Extra security. I don't have any, like, you know, I don't even know the code to my Ring camera. Like, I don't even know how to log in.
But even that small detail is interesting, right? The fact that a random comedian and podcaster, Theo Von, can get text and communications from a high government official to get special protection. Again, that's what all these guys sold out for, access.
And then, and like, what, you're just going to put police cars in my neighborhood? What are my neighbors going to think? Now they're fearful. Like, it just like, I don't know, man. That like really kind of shook me. It really kind of shook me.
Don't worry, brother. We can tell. Don't worry, brother. We can tell.
But you keep marching on, you know, and you start getting security, and then now you have security, right? And the thing is, you just don't know. You just don't know.
And people just aren't falling for it. Theo Von was getting shout-outs on election night from the Trump campaign. Watching Von and Rogan pretending like they had no idea what Trump was going to do is enraging. Yes, Theo Von, Joe Rogan, and Andrew Schultz, you voted for all of this. Exactly. Yes, you did. When you voted for Trump, this is what you voted for. All of it. Don't run away from it. Own it. All of it. And just remember, Theo Von's interviews with Trump, just like Rogan, just like Andrew Schultz, just like Aiden Ross, definitely moved the needle, especially for their audience.
I say Theo had the best Trump interview, to be fair, out of all of those guys. I think few of them might have heard the best one.
Audiences. Make no mistake, Aiden Ross doing the YMCA dance with Trump or Theo Von talking to him about drugs and alcohol definitely softened his image and humanized him to huge audiences. And they weren't the only ones that did this. Streamers like Phantom and other black celebrities also supported Trump. But just like Phantom, they couldn't name one policy or say one thing Trump was going to do. Only don't vote for Harris because she's going to ruin the country.
I think we legal almost everywhere. But if Kamala Harris win, oh, y'all niggas is cooked. I'm letting y'all know now. Y'all niggas is done. It's over. I hope y'all ready for all that shit. Cause I don't think they're gonna let Trump win. I'm gonna give it a buzz. I don't know how this shit got political. I don't know. But what am I dead? I don't think they're gonna let this nigga win, bro.
Yeah, all these people that push this to their audience, all the grifters deserve to be called out. They don't get to act like they didn't know what was gonna happen when everybody else knew what was gonna happen. They don't get to go away quietly like everyone has amnesia and doesn't remember what they were pushing. All of them benefited off the connection or views for Trump. The rest of America be damned. But thanks for watching. Y'all let me know what you think.
He's right, man. He's right. He's right. I'm glad people are calling it out, not letting them get away with it, not letting them scurry off in the fucking distance. I saw a post earlier about Bill Burr cancelling a live podcast show he had recently on the 18th. Doesn't want to get heckled. He's afraid to stand up to the questions and the scrutiny. Hilarious. Hopefully it's just a malfunction, but he's due to appear again on the 8th. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah. Absolutely terrible flooring there. You had to quickly fixie up and do a little fixie job, you know? Keep that nice and solid. There we go. Okay, yep, and there we go. Easy as pie. Easy as fucking pie. But yeah, let's see how it plays out, man. Let's see how it plays out with these motherfuckers. I'm interested to see how it ends. I think their reputations have been damaged for the, irreversibly so, even more so than COVID time. But I'm eager to see how, if one of them will try and step out into the furnace and try and explain themselves or make sense of it or do something or distract people from it. I'm hoping that happens. I'm hoping that fucking happens. Anyway, people, I'm about to love you and leave you. I'm about to love you and leave you. I'm about to love you guys and leave you. It's been a pleasure to have your company over the last 2 hours or so. I will be back again tomorrow for some more stuff. I might actually do a daytime stream as well tomorrow, to make up for some of the days that I missed. I might do a daytime stream, so keep an eye out for that as well. But I appreciate all of you. Smash the like, hit subscribe if you're your first time tuning into the show. You know what to do, all that good shit, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow, right? Tomorrow. But big up everybody, appreciate you so much. And to be fair, as show my appreciation, I may actually watch the Tim Paul T-Fac interview myself and grab some notes before, so I'm not always fucking annoying you with the fucking timestamps. But yeah, I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you about all the timestamps and shit, and to see what Hoffman is fucking hilarious, by the way. But yeah, cool. Big up, appreciate you. Take care, everyone. Thank you. Have a good night. Peace.